Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Off the Rack. I'm Sal.
And I'm Tiffany.
I'm wearing headphones. I don't need them right now, but I will in a minute because I'm very excited to mention that this show is having a special couple of guests.
Hooray!
For an upcoming IDW Dark series.
That's awesome.
Of Operation Iron Coffin. It's Kenny Porter and Tyrell Cannon. I'm very excited about that.
That's amazing. You want me to leave now?
No. We gotta greet the audience first.
Hello, audience.
They've only been in the green room for 5 minutes. Let's make them wait another 5 minutes. No,
Let's
I'm kidding.
do it.
We are going to definitely be professional and welcome our guests in just a second. But before we do, we want to mention this show is live every Monday night around 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I want to thank everyone for being here. And of course, how's the show work? Well, normally the show works where we talk about some news from the comic book world. Then we talk about our comic books that came out in the past week.
Heck yeah.
We review them
throughout
the show. If you want to sponsor today's show, you can do so by using Super Chats. Ask a question or comment. We'll read it here on the show at the end of the program. That way everybody gets a chance to say their piece. And of course, as that show goes on, you can participate in the live chat using Super Chats if you only decide you want to do that. No
Heck
pressure, no
yeah.
expectations. Then we pick our book of the week, and then we read our Super Chats, and then we recommend comics that are coming out this week that we think you should check out. Sometimes we also have some amazing luminaries in the comic book industry pop on by to talk about God knows what comic books usually, or their
Heck
projects that
yeah.
are coming up. No different this week. I'm very excited to have them on. And at the top of the hour, there's so much in the comic book world. But before we do jump into our interview, a little bit of a sad note. Jerry Conway passed away. And that was a gargantuan loss to the industry. A massive, gut punch to so many who love comics. You were touched by Jerry Conway, whether you knew it or not.
Yeah.
But it's hard not to know by this point. But man, dude, not only, wrote some seminal scaffolding stories that made comics what they are today, also working within the industry into his 70s.
Yeah.
Wrote an amazing Carnage miniseries that I hope more people read than not. I remember picking it up just by the nature of the show.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is pretty dope. And then I saw it was Jerry Conway. I'm like, Jerry Conway?
Right.
Dude is writing like huge work. Created The Punisher. Power Girl. Massive creator. And his like will not be seen again, but will be felt until the heat death of the universe. Dude's contributions to comics cannot be overstated, and we miss him deeply. And we offer our deepest condolences to the people who knew him best and his family. I can say, just as a little bit of a humble brag, I got to meet the man at New York Comic Con a few years back.
Yeah.
Got him to sign my copy of Superman Spider-Man. I couldn't pick. I was like, what do I want to have him sign?
Yeah.
Maybe this big magazine-sized thing. So I had him sign that.
Yeah.
But we chatted for a little while. He was super magnanimous and friendly. Dude was never lost his smile. Completely friendly and affable, approachable, incredible guy, and larger than life creator. We're gonna miss you, Jerry. Thank you so much for everything. Thanks for the comics, as I like to say. Before we get into the comics, we're talking about one particular comic, a book that's coming out from IDW Dark, a line that's very near and dear to your heart.
I do love IDW Dark.
Right? What IDW is doing is some pretty cool stuff. You're going to be talking about, I don't think it's part of the Dark line, but it is an IDW book.
I believe it is part of the Dark line.
Is it officially?
It
I
is.
wasn't sure if it's like a licensed, if licensed books
No.
are also...
It's got the logo.
It's got
on
the
the
logo
front.
on it. All right,
Got
that's
the
how you
logo
know.
on the front.
That's what you need, folks. Branding. It is so important, especially today.
Yes.
For you to have instant recognizability. What is the issue? What's the thing?
Yeah,
Where's it fall?
I like IDW Dark. I like what they're doing over there.
Me too.
So I'm excited for you to talk with these guys about this
I'm
book.
excited to have them. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. So without any further ado,
gonna-
Tiffany, why don't you go ahead and play Switch while I chat with these two gentlemen? I'm kidding. You didn't bring your Switch this time.
I did it.
Which is a real shame.
Something else.
You brought something else? Good. But my mouse is broken, so I can't actually do anything.
I got it.
So here's what we're gonna do. Tiffany's gonna get me a AA battery, and then
I will do that.
I think it's really important right now to talk about how important professionalism is, because you really need to have your ship in top working order in order to be in this industry for more than 12 years, because without it, it's anarchy and people can't differentiate between you and, it's just some rando. So really, it's so important. And I think it can't be overstated. how important professionalism is, and how getting your stuff ready to go before you start shooting is always a good idea. Anyway, that battery is dead, and so that's not going to work. But there is one on the table in front of the back issue set, so I'm sure that will work just as well.
Well, why don't you just use the regular mask and deal with this set?
Well, all right, I'll have to do that. Well, here, toss me that battery there.
It's on the.
There it is. Yep. There we go. You know, one of the fun parts of being in the industry for over 12 years is like, you don't get these things, these moments very often, but when you do, it's kind of fun because it's live. And you're like, hey, I'm not going to get that moment very often from any other show.
Is it on?
It is on, and it did work for a hot second. I think it's just borked.
Well, then use the one.
All right, here we go. Hey, Tyler, thank you so much for being here, man.
Of course, thanks for having us.
It's good to see you guys. I'm very excited to talk about this book because not only have I had a chance to read it, but I've heard about this book for a little bit of for a little while. I remember when Kenny pitched this book off the record a while back and was like, "I got this idea. I think it's pretty cool." But yeah, Operation Iron Coffin. It's coming soon. We'll talk about that in a minute. But gentlemen, pitch us on Operation Iron Coffin.
Sure. So Operation Iron Coffin is a story about the British dropping Dracula on the Nazis like a bomb in World War II.
That was the pitch. that was what Kenny told me about, and I was like, "We're just dropping." Okay, yeah. And then the first page, you're like, "That is it."
Yeah, there is a bigger story. It's a whole story about Dracula being resurrected, canon to the events of the novel. So if you ask our opinion, this is the direct sequel to the original novel Dracula. But yeah, it's a story about him on kind of a redemption arc, as well as fulfilling kind of a life debt to the Harker family. There's a lot of different sort of ins and outs of the story, but really the basic premise of it is an action horror title where he has to fight his way through a Nazi experimental weapons train to the front, based on a real Nazi train that went missing during World War II.
Yeah, I couldn't help myself. There was a moment that gave the explanation to the big train in that sequence. We're talking about a book people can't see right now, but I had to look it up. I was like, is this a real thing? Yeah, of course it is. And Tyrell, you are the artist in this series. You brought this book to life. Tell us about the challenges and the fun of depicting a novel accurate but still kind of action comics forward version of Dracula and the world around him that he's woken up.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Yeah, well, Kenny always comes up with fun stuff to draw. We worked together on the Schlub before this Image, and Kenny just would turn in stuff, and I would be like, "Oh my gosh!" Like it's simultaneously sort of like, how am I ever going to pull this off? But then it's at the same time, I'm like, "Oh man, this could be so cool if I could pull it off." And so it's always a challenge, but always fun. I've been having a blast on the book. I feel completely dialed in, and I feel like we're doing stuff that is really exciting and really fun and really feels uniquely comics. We're not just doing a storyboard style book here. We're doing something that hopefully people that love the medium and love the kind of things that you can do with only comics will really enjoy it. And I'm coloring it too, so it's been even more work than I'm used to, but it's been, really, really fun. And I think that one of the fun things, to your point of what you guys were mentioning earlier, was finding the touch points between reality and between the novel, and then between what we want, right? So we both love the Dracula novel, and I love tons of the adaptations. And I getting ready for the book, I looked at tons of the adaptations, but also what are some cool things from World War II that were either real or not real, or maybe you didn't know if they were real. And so Kenny had this idea of the train, and then when I was researching it, I found this theoretical train that they were going to make, and I tried to put some of that in. But then once we get to things like Dracula, we wanted to sort of put our stamp on what our Dracula is. And I feel like our Dracula is very much not like the other Draculas we've seen, which I know is a big claim because there's a lot of Draculas out there, but ours is definitely our own thing. And it was a blast kind of just figuring out how he should look and making him be cool and powerful, but also have emotion. I'm just rambling now, but it's been a lot of fun.
No, because it's you're speaking right where these are all the things that I noticed when I was picking up this issue was like you get the cool, like I've never quite seen Dracula depicted as kind of like a superhero, and yet like you have these moments where he has a almost superhero landing. He is like I didn't know what quite to expect from this series or from this issue in particular when Kenny pitched it to me originally, and when I actually got a chance to look through it, I was like, oh, he's like the main character, like he's a protagonist. He's on a redemptive arc. He's looking to grow, and maybe he's motivated by selfish factors. He doesn't want to go to hell, but he has an arc, or at least he's approaching an arc. And like, there are challenges there as well, because largely people accept Dracula as a monster, as a villain, but it's hard pressed to find a worse villain to stack Dracula up against until you remember when it's set and where it's set.
Right.
Which is awesome. I was very struck by the visual identity of the series, or of the first issue anyway. Which, by the way, I should mention is on sale on July 8th, and the pre-order final order cutoff is the 27th. Oh no, I'm sorry, that's today. Today is the day we're having the show. The pre-order is actually on June 1st, my birthday. So if you folks would like to check out Operation Iron Coffin from IDW Dark, make sure to pre-order the series. Tell your comic book store, hey, I wanna pick up this book. Maybe just the first issue, or just if you're sold on the idea of just pre-order me Operation Iron Coffin from IDW by June 1st, and they will make sure that a copy is in your bag.
3 issues you will not regret getting. So
you will not regret getting it. Is there anything you're allowed to share about where, not necessarily where we're headed, but some teases about where we are headed, but what we can expect from this?
Totally. I think tonally you'll find a lot of similarities to Castlevania and Metal Gear Solid. I'm a big fan of both of those franchises. Awesome. In terms of some cool military style villains, you're going to get that kind of Metal Gear vibe from it. From the Castlevania side, you'll get some crazy big visuals of Dracula and possibly other death related imagery. I'll also say there's a little bit of flavor of Spawn in there. There's a little bit of that, of my love of Spawn as a kid, which we've talked about on the show too. My mom confiscating from me. This is my payback of getting to do something on at ish. But we'll see a lot of that. We'll also see a lot of really cool tender moments that play on his redemptive arc and emotionally how he's changing and he's not prepared for it. There's a lot of it's really based on a moment from the novel that really stuck with me when I read it for the first time. At the end of the novel, when spoiler alert, when they stake and cut Dracula's head off, Mina Harker makes mention that when his head is detached, he suddenly looks, for a moment before he dusts away, he looks human and content again. And that really kind of captured my imagination. I didn't think anybody had played on that. So naturally that led to, why don't we weaponize them and drop them against the Nazis? But there is a through line there that gets him there to this John Wick, Indiana Jones type adventure that we see. So you can expect a lot of that sort of fun Metal Gear and pulp type stuff in it. At least on my side.
I love that. I love these descriptions for something that I would never have stacked at it. I would have been okay, yeah, right. We're gonna get a feel for the U.S. military that drops in Dracula on these Germans. It's going to be a monster kind of thing. We're going to watch just a unstoppable force run through this train and just wreck everybody. And while we do get that, I didn't expect to see a character in there, which is really fun. But also the promise of adventure and excitement. While a Jedi may not crave these things, I certainly do. Tyrell, is there anything that you have been surprised by in terms of what you were challenged to depict, or anything where you're this is pretty awesome. Like, this is a cool moment. Besides, you know,
Well, I mean, honestly,
theoretical trains and
I mean, just like, I think Kenny had pitched it to me at some point, and I just kind of like was like, yeah, I'd draw that. You know, like, sure, I'd draw that. That sounds cool. And then he's like, hey, we're doing it. And I'm like, okay, I got to actually draw some trains now. Trains are super awesome in a lot of ways because they're kind of just big boxes, but that's also the challenge is like, how do you make that look interesting? How do you make it look like it's going fast? How do you make it look like a cool setting for a fight scene? You know, do you want to spend time inside, outside? Like, there's so many different things you can do with it. And so the challenge, I think, was like, how do you make this ride on the same train feel unique and different at each car that he goes through, but also all the different kind of flashback situations we have and storytelling moments. Like, how can we make it feel way bigger than just that, you know, that thing? But at the same time, the other big challenge is how do you make people see, like, we're still going forward. The train's moving. He's got to get up there. We can't stop. And I feel like we've nailed it in a few spots for sure. You know, I feel like there's you know, some stuff that we've done, even just with the editing of the panels and stuff that I'm really proud of. And I'm really proud of the way that each one of our sort of villains and villain adjacent people sort of also have their own unique feeling to them. I'm a big fan of movies like Ninja Scroll and Vampire Hunter D Bloodlust, where there's sort of a cast of villains that, you know, maybe you're not like invested in them the same way you would be as a main character, but they've got a cool look and they have like a cool palette and they have an interesting way that they move through a scene and present a unique threat to our hero. And so, you know, the first issue, this is nothing spoilerly, but right away you see how powerful Dracula is in fighting, say, a human soldier. But as soon as he's confronted with one of our big bads, he has to kind of face, you know, a new challenge. And I feel like what we've been doing is every stage, you know, I just wrapped up issue 2. Every stage there's like this new challenge he's got to come across. And I drew this. I haven't colored it yet, so we'll see how I feel about it after I have to color it. My flatter almost quit on. Well, she did quit on me because of these pages, but there's a scene in the second issue where there's a battle that ends up getting outside of the train for a minute, and I think it looks pretty awesome. There's also a couple more horror type scenes, and we have a lot of action. But there's a couple scenes where Dracula's in maybe a little bit more of a classical horror situation that I really love too. I don't know. I don't like to gas myself up much, but I just feel like it really does look cool in all the different moments. You know, because we also have quiet moments that I'm very proud of, where the characters are just, you know, in their emotions and in their kind of situation, and you're kind of sitting there with them.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I can't wait for people to see all the bad guys too, man. These villains are so cool. You know, the first issue, if you've seen the preview art of the connecting covers, you can see one of the villains on there from Neo Edison's art of the Spear, who's one of our first villains. I think people are really going to love seeing him take on this guy.
Yeah. I'm excited, man. I loved the first issue. I'm excited to see where this series goes. How many issues do you have greenlit versus how long could you foresee this series going?
There's 3 issues right now. They're all deluxe size. So the first issue is 40 pages, and then the next 2 are 30.
Okay.
We essentially, if people want us to keep going, I could do these. So we've already talked about what a second one would be, and where we would take it from there. So it could go on forever, honestly.
Yeah. These 3 issues tell sort of a very contained story, you know, similar to something like The Raid, where, you know, that's a finished movie, finished story, but then they built on it in the second one. I think that's sort of how we could do it too. Is like, where do we go from here?
Think of it like BPRD, where like this is one new adventure that he's gone on. He could go on even more.
Oh yeah. Well, I think it's fair to mention, without necessarily spoiling it, that this wasn't Dracula's first ride.
No.
So yeah, you could tell any number of stories. But even if even if folks are just sold on this initial premise, 3 issues is not a bad pill. It's not a hard pill to swallow, folks. So check that out. Again, the final order cutoff, which is to say the last day that you can pre-order it, is the 1st of June. But you got all the way up until then to make your pre-orders. But then the book actually goes on sale on July 8th. So if you don't pre-order, you necessarily don't have like a comic shop, you can always just get the book off the shelves. Although, you'll have to fight your neighbor to get it on July 8th, which of course every Wednesday. So yeah, Kenny, Tyrell, it was great to have you guys. Thank you so much for chatting with me and chatting up the book. It was a rare privilege to get a chance to read it. I hope people are excited to check it out as much as I am. And anything else you guys want to plug or talk about before we wrap up?
I'll just say that I think Tyrell's done incredible work on this book. If you guys can go find the preview pages, it's only a tiny little appetizer of how crazy he gets. Some of the artwork and especially the fight scenes, or even just the emotional close-ups. Good. Like Sal said, best way to support a book is to pre-order it. You just go be like, subscribe, send them all to me. Call your comic shop, run down there. You don't need to drop through the ceiling like Dracula on the train. I'm sure they would appreciate that.
We need an ad campaign of people jumping through the ceilings of the
dropping metal coffins.
Just dropping coffins through comic shops.
That won't get us on any lists.
No, sure.
For real though, you pre-order the book for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. And then also while you're there, I also have a new Superman book and Power Rangers book also up for pre-order. So just tell them you want the whole Kenny smorgasbord.
Get the Porter collection.
Yeah, that's the only thing I would say on the same note is like Kenny's on the train. The Kenny train is going. The Kenny train is down the road. You get on now or you're going to miss it. And same thing with the Tyrell train. The Tyrell train is headed down these tracks. And I've been on the tracks and Kenny's been on the tracks and we're going to keep going. You can either jump on with us now or you can wait until who knows when, right? But you got to get on the train with us because it's going to be a blast.
That's right. Yeah, it's better to be on the train than be one of those train spotters. People go like, there it goes.
Mm-hmm. There it went.
Yep.
I missed it.
You'll miss it. Tyrell Cannon, Kenny Porter, thank you guys for being here, and hopefully having you guys back in a future episode.
Will do.
Anytime.
Great to have you guys. Take care.
All right.
Thanks a lot.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Now I'm gonna go over here and disappear for a moment. Hey, Kenny Porter and Tyrell Cannon, everybody, talking about Operation Iron Coffin from IDW Dark.
Amazing.
An unexpected kind of action-adventure horror comic.
Oh, okay.
Which again, I
like
can't
those
overstate it.
things.
It was fun to read it ahead of time and take a look at it and get those insights. The things they alluded to, I was like, hey, I remember when that happened. I remember that thing in the book. That was awesome. But yeah, so check that out if you're of a mind. Again, pre-order deadline, final order cutoff, June 1st this year. And then the first issue comes out July 8th. So check that out.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah. So we got a lot of comics to talk about.
This mouse is I'm sorry.
It's just dead.
Sorry. I didn't make it.
What are you? Are you making a reference, or are you just this is just your bedside manner?
I'm being every doctor and everything.
I'm sorry.
Sorry. Didn't make it.
No.
And now I'll leave because I don't give a crap.
And now I'll leave. Nice. Yeah, I don't know what happened. It's I guess it just we left it on too long or something.
We?
Well, it's usually closer to you anyway, but no, it's my fault. It's my mouse. It's my mouse. My circus, my monkeys.
This is your circus, sir.
Yeah. It's always my circus, folks. But yeah, so yeah, let's talk about some comics you'll never be able to look at.
Yeah, comics you can't see.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do about it?
I don't know. Where are you going?
I'm done with the show. Goodbye.
Just left.
Just left. Yeah, do your thing.
Just walked away.
Just walk away. What of it?
Walk away. Anyway, while we're on the subject of comic books, I have to mention, because I can't help myself and I'm a glutton for punishment, I did get a chance to look at like the new issue of Amazing Spider-Man. It's the end of Death Spiral. Couldn't care less, whatever. The point is, they did a thing in there and I was like, man, can they be any more transparent with what they're trying to do, what they want you to think? There's actually, it's very similar to a moment, and it's hard not to think of that moment that I'm comparing it to if you know your history, which is, and we've actually alluded to it or talked directly about it in like the most recent episodes of our Batman coverage on back issues. But, the Jason Todd Batman relationship was kind of meh, bland, normal, whatever, who cares, post-crisis. And it was only until they decided, oh, we're going to kill Jason Todd, that Jason started to develop a little bit of a personality. And one of the aspects of his personality was that he is gonna die and is kind of unhinged. And so there's this sequence that is kind of infamous in the Bat history where Jason kind of lets a bad person plummet to their death. And when I say lets, I mean makes, like possibly. Hey, when in doubt, folks, analog, baby. Wired will always beat wireless. Look at that. Now we've got a mouse.
Is it working?
I can't find it, but
So maybe it's not working. You keep talking. Let me deal with this. That was what I was doing.
well, you handed it to me. I thought it was
I am-
mine to my mouse to bear.
No, I need the mouse pad. That's what I need.
Oh, you need the mouse pad.
I
Well, I'll
need the
get
mouse
it.
pad because look, it's working. Hooray!
Here you go.
Hooray!
Now you can see my comically large mouse pad that I use for this show
Hooray!
and for every show. Really.
Anyway.
Any show from the studio, this is my mouse pad. But yeah. Anyway, it's a long way of saying that, like, they set up Jason,
Yeah.
and you're like, oh, Jason's a murderer.
Oh.
He doesn't even really deserve to be Robin anymore.
Oh, I see. I see.
So, anyway, MJ as Venom killed someone.
Oh.
They fell and did in the exact same, like, they might as well have just done it panel for panel, where like MJ as Venom like holds this guy, he kind of deserves it, drops him, and he plummets and dies, and Spider-Man just misses it, like he just arrives and he's, what happened? She's like, he slipped, and she's like, and Spider-Man's like, did you do that? Like, did Venom make you do that? Admit that you didn't want to kill him. And she's like, I can't do that because people don't want us married. And now there's an irreconcilable difference between us.
Just people in charge don't want them married.
Exactly. Well, and a couple of vociferous commenters, but like,
Oh, really?
oh yeah, there's always someone who's like, my first comic was Brand New Day, and I love that era of Spider-Man.
Well, okay. So you know what that is? I was told years ago by a choral teacher. That's right. I was in chorus. I shouldn't have been. It's okay. Definitely should not have been in that.
Nah.
It's not for me. But was in it. And I was told that even if you hear like the remake of a song,
Yeah.
that at first,
Oh yeah.
that'll be the one you love.
Of course. Because if you hear, yeah, whatever version of the song you hear first is your favorite version of the
Yeah.
song.
So it's not necessarily that it's the best.
No, it's just
That was the one you heard.
yeah. You know, it has the like mountains of data to prove that. Episodes 1, 2, and 3 from Star Wars. Somebody wrote like a 17-paragraph essay in one of our comments about how, like, actually, if you don't like episodes 1, 2, and 3, you're kind of stupid.
Oh, I'm stupid.
Like, actually, they're not bad movies. You're actually just kind of dumb. It was just like, dude, the gymnastics that people go through just to like protect their own personal
Listen,
biases.
I like lots of things because I saw them
for the first time.
that are not good, and I know that.
Yeah.
But it's okay. I
Or
recognize
they're
it.
good to you, or
They're
there's
good to
something that
me.
you enjoy.
And that's fine.
But
It's
it doesn't mean they have
fine.
to be objectively good too. Anyway,
that is
it
accurate.
was just like, yeah. So they're just like, we gotta build all these cases to make. And then it reminded me that we did our episode of Back Issues Brand New Day,
Yeah.
and I had forgotten a key and crucial component
Oh, you did?
to the building up to Brand New Day
You did?
that betrays just how like nakedly corrupt Marvel had been even back then when it came to like manipulating the audiences
Yeah.
against the marriage.
Oh.
It's like, dude, if you put half as much effort into printing books well, then keeping two fictional characters from being married, you'd probably be the #1 publisher right now.
Well,
But
okay.
you're not. Well, but anyway, so Free Comic Book Day. You know, I mentioned in the episode like that one of the issues was a Free Comic Book Day issue that
Yes.
introduces the ever popular and forever lasting Marvel character Overdrive.
Yes.
They actually, that book which depicts Brand New Day,
is
that
this
was
the-
going to be just an image for Jerry Conway.
Oh, I see. I see.
That issue came out before Brand New Day debuted and before One More Day was over. So it was just like you're reading One More Day, and then the Free Comic Book Day issue comes out, and it's just like, here's Spider-Man doing some stuff. Whoa! And also, MJ is jackpot now. Like, you could see where the future was going, but they changed dialogue in it. Like, they removed any references to like the outcome of One More Day. And then when it was reprinted, they put all of it back, and they were like, "Hey, you all liked that brand new, you all liked that free comic book day issue that we put out when you thought it was before One More Day, but now that it is after One More Day, and we've proven that it actually is, you liked it. So really, why are you complaining?"
But it's different.
Well, it's not. It's all effectively the same. It's the same art and the same story. Just a couple of lines are different.
But that can mean everything.
I know. But
and as a storyteller, you should know that.
well, I'm not a storyteller. I'm a comic book editor. So I'm joking. I don't mean to. I mean no shots fired. I know several comic book editors, and they're all lovely people. None of whom were involved in One More Day or in the current administration of Spider-Man. Though I should point out, both two completely different Spider-Man editors who pulled that kind of shit. Like that was, people were like, Nick Lowe, and I'm like, that wasn't Nick Lowe.
Oh,
that was Steve Wacker. So anyway, it was just another thing. I'm like, God damn it! Like, it's not enough to just like when I was complaining about Paul. Like, it's not just make Paul disappear. You don't have to kill him. Now you've immortalized him. Like, we know.
Yeah, so
we know. In fact, Mary Jane killed that guy for Paul. It's all connected. See, we killed Paul and then killed Mary Jane's morality. You're welcome. Now Peter will never want to be with them because she's a murderer.
So then why do they keep making them together in everything else?
Oh, and all the other like adaptations, like video games, movies, cartoon shows, literally anything, backpacks, pajamas. Yes. Because they sell, and because for whatever reason, movies, TV, feedy pajama companies, they all don't care about like what one old person.
But
that's what
I think is so funny, that they're like, no, the problem is this, and then it's like, but it's super successful everywhere else,
right? And it's also weird that like everything that comes from the movies, you try to like, oh, me too, yeah, that's a good idea, yeah, that too. And it's like, okay, and also Pete and MJ are together. Oh no, you don't know, you don't understand. It was boiled down to me where I saw former editor of the Spider-Man line, Tom DeFalco, had said that Spider-Man is about responsibility. That apparently, like the editors of the lines, they're like, Spider-Man is about meh. Like Spider-Man is about family, or Spider-Man is about responsibility, or Spider-Man is about like, I don't know, loss or tragedy. Tom Brevoort said recently, Spider-Man is about youth.
What?
I know. Like, what does that mean? What kind of theme is that?
Youth.
Yeah. You know what that is? That's just, I remember Spider-Man when I was young. Like, I want to feel young again. I'm like, okay. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. It's just a funny thing that happened. Also, Death Spiral ended. Cool.
Oh, okay.
Hey, I've talked a lot. I think we should talk.
Wait, really?
You know what? Yeah.
I want
this
to
is what
fill it
Operation
up.
Iron Coffin looks like, by the way.
Now that we have this mouse.
Now we got a mouse. Operation Iron Coffin.
Yeah.
Kenny Porter, Tyrell Cannon. On sale July 8th.
Awesome.
Final order cutoff June 1st.
Cool. Awesome.
All right, check it out.
Amazing.
Spectacular. So yeah, what do you want to talk about next? The world's your oyster, Tiffy. You want to just hit us with some Moon Knight?
Yeah, I could slap you around with some Moon Knight.
And why not?
And why not?
Look at that.
Indeed. It's Moon Knight. He's back. This is Mark Spector. Moon Knight number 3.
Third or fourth volume, maybe sixth.
Whatever. This is part 3, written by Jed McKay with art by Devmalia Pramanik.
Yes, Pramanik's been posting a lot of art from this book.
Really?
I follow him on Twitter, and I see it all the time, and I'm just like, what a cool looking book that I'm not reading. I'm sorry. I think it's a really good looking book, but I also don't want to horn on your territory. I'm gonna be like, hey, by the way, I caught up.
So now I'm
a Moon Knight expert now.
You could be a Moon Knight expert.
I mean, I could be, but
It's fine.
you know.
I've always been there first.
Exactly.
No,
yes.
at least on the Jed McKay run.
Yeah.
Just only on the Jed McKay run.
No, I beat you on the Charlie Houston run.
Absolutely.
Which is 20 years old.
Yeah, no, listen, Pramanik, I feel like is like really just been getting stronger with every issue.
A Capuchian effort, you might say.
Yes.
Cutting their teeth on the Moon Knight,
on the Moon
getting
Knight.
only better, and so eventually
On the
some
Moon
larger
Knight.
scale book, some larger
We'll
profile
just
book will
take
just
him away.
gobble him up.
It's fun.
Hopefully an absolute book. Like, don't waste him on something like Sleepwalker.
Right.
Although
right,
you would
right.
draw a hell of a Sleepwalker. book.
Absolutely.
And I'm ready for that pitch, by the way. No, I'm kidding. I
Absolutely.
don't.
So Moon Knight, we left it. Remember, this was the book that was like post Moon Knight being taken. Everything kind of fell back into place. We got everything kind of back in order, and then Moon Knight was gone. What happened to Moon
Yes.
Knight? And Moon Knight was being like kept somewhere. They were trying to find Frenchie through Moon Knight.
Mhm.
And there's actually other things, machinations going on, and it turns out that like he was like being held in a warehouse where no one could find him or hear from him. He was being like pumped with like fear toxins
From the Scarecrow?
yeah, no, not quite
Marvel
although,
Scarecrow?
although that would be kind of amazing for Moon Knight to fight Marvel Scarecrow.
Yeah. Well, because Marvel Scarecrow is a damn sight lamer than DC Scarecrow.
Admittedly, I would also enjoy seeing a Batman Moon Knight crossover where Moon Knight has to deal with the Joker, and the Joker's like, I don't know what to do with this. I
He's
don't
gonna cut my face off. That'd be very cool. I'd be very okay with that. It's not too similar from the Batman Punisher crossover, where Punisher was like, all right, well, I'm gonna shoot this clown.
Yeah.
That's the end of that.
Yeah.
Joker's like, oh my god, he's really gonna kill me.
Yeah.
It wasn't quite the like Batman animated series episode where he's just like, you've had a busy day, all this
Yeah.
running around with Batman. Such a great moment.
Not quite that.
No,
But
but maybe with Moon Knight we can get that.
perhaps with Moon Knight. But
I'd be very okay with that.
so Moon Knight has been rescued by Zodiac,
Oh no!
early enemy from the McKay run, who helped Mark remember who he was before he left him to face with initially we thought it was Mr. Fear and someone else, right,
Mhm.
from the Agents Byzantine, but it turns out it was actually Bushman,
Okay.
right?
Yes.
And so Moon Knight and Bushman are locked in a battle
Yes.
because Zodiac's like, "Hey, I'm helping you, but now also I really want to see this happen. I really want to see
I
you.
have to see another
I-
a rematch.
I
with
have to
Bushman.
see like your greatest moment."
Cutting off his face.
Yes, again.
I love that no one will let it go, but I also feel like McKay is the one who keeps referencing it. Like,
Yeah.
Throughout the entire like beginning of his run, it's been like, oh no, he's gonna cut my face off, and it's like, yeah, now here
Yes.
comes the dude whose face was cut off.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Man, he's gonna be like, you cut my face off, you prick.
Yeah. So Zodiac starts pumping the space that they're in with fear gas. With fear,
Okay,
like
yeah.
to see what happens.
Let's see what he does. Maybe he'll cut off another
and
face.
so the two of them end up locked in a fight. And again, I think this is Pramanek really just showing like how much his skills have grown.
Mhm.
Really just going for it here. A lot of really fun panel layouts, a lot of great action, a lot of like, playing around with the Bushman design because you get to see him through Moon Knight's eyes, who is now clouded by this fear toxin
Yes. And
entirely.
Bushman's been through a few different iterations as well. Like the David Finch, Charlie Houston version wasn't like the last,
Right.
or wasn't the first, I should say, version of him.
Right. But like now it's like, oh, would he look like a scary monster? Like
Yeah.
a demon, right? Because like Moon Knight
It's Moon
sees that.
Knight's like fear.
Yeah. And so like Moon Knight's really getting the crap kicked out of him by Bushman. It's
Okay.
like, what is happening? What is happening, Moon Knight? What's happening? Is he ends up getting away, and suddenly like Steve and Jake are there
Okay.
as like,
as like manifestations, like they're
yeah,
here too.
it's like,
Mark, get up.
yeah, they're like, hey buddy, what's up?
Okay.
And he's like, where the heck have you been?
Right.
He's like, I haven't seen you two or Khonshu, just a crazy version of me, like that weird cartoony Moon Knight that was there sometimes.
That got a little moment on social media. A lot of like little like that
Really-
cartoon Moon Knight.
Yeah, that
Which is
cartoon
a good
Moon Knight, it was
idea.
great. It was so much fun.
Yeah.
Scary, but so much fun.
Mhm.
But essentially, like, Steven's like, they wanted to isolate you. They wanted to keep you away from everybody, or like to make you feel alone. And I'm just like, yeah, he's never really been alone.
He hasn't been alone
he's
since
not
well,
alone.
he's never alone because he's always got
never
somebody up
alone.
there.
He's never alone, right?
But yeah.
And so he was. And he's just like, well, like, he's like, but I understand like what's happening now. He's like, your fear has changed, right? Like, you're afraid of Bushman.
He's like, no. Why would I be afraid of Bushman? I
Yeah.
cut his face off.
Yeah, and he's just like, well, I'm so scared. I'm so afraid. I'm so afraid to fight him. He's like, I don't understand it. Like, why isn't he afraid? Why isn't it affecting him? And Steve and Jake are like, why isn't it affecting him? Like, or is it? And he's doing something else. And they're like, and that's when Moon Knight realizes he's just like, oh my gosh, he's like, he's not feeling the fear because instead he's causing fear.
Okay.
So like because of the fact that he is pushing towards Moon Knight, is not allowing himself a moment to feel the fear toxin effects, right?
Okay.
So Bushman's constantly like pushing.
Oh.
So Moon Knight's like, well, wait a minute. I'm really good at causing fear. Like, who's better than Moon Knight?
Yeah, who's scarier than Moon Knight in the Marvel
Ain't
universe?
nobody.
Right?
And so he goes on the offensive.
Okay.
And that is spectacular to watch Bushman, who's just like, here I come.
Is
and-
Bushman real? Is this really happening?
This is really happening.
Okay, because I keep thinking about this story, and I'm like, so he's like a manifestation, or
No, he's
like,
really happening. And like, obviously, like he's really fully embraced like the face slicing.
yeah, he
in
went
his
full
look.
chapel with it.
Went full on, like my face got sliced off, and I won't let you forget that.
I mean, why would you? It's the
Here's
biggest. It's the only thing most people remember. If anything about Bushman,
Sure.
it's the thing.
That's it. That's where,
That was issue 1 or something.
right? But I mean, like, look at how great this looks. And there's like
That's
something
good.
There's something sort of like Spawn-esque
Oh.
about some of this.
If you're not thinking Spawn when you're approaching Moon Knight, you're doing it wrong in
I
today's
guess.
world.
I mean, I think it's still very different, but there is something evocative about like some darker Spawn art that I have
love,
seen.
I love the moony glow
Yeah.
behind the individual panels.
Yes.
What a beautiful book.
Yeah, really great
Way to
looking.
go, Kramnik. Kicking ass.
But essentially, yeah, he pushes back and you know, just Bushman just crumbles.
Yeah, he's like, oh no.
He just completely just
But what
crumbles.
more could he take from you, Bushman?
Well, what if I took his face again?
Well, but it's already off.
No, it's on.
Oh, is that makeup?
Yeah.
Oh no, I'll just take it off again.
Yeah. And so
So he
like,
does.
he starts beating on him. He punches his scary teeth out because he has like little teeth he puts in
Okay.
now, like big scary monster teeth. He does. We
Okay.
saw him do that earlier. They're
Oh, yeah.
they're terrifying looking, right?
What a dork.
And like Zodiac's like, yeah, that's great. He's just sitting up there.
Okay, Zodiac, what are you
He's just,
doing?
He's just watching all like on the monitors they had. He's
Yeah.
got the microphone. He's like, yeah, go get it, Mark. Go do it. Come on, you
Okay,
got
but
it.
why? What
Here
are
we
you,
go.
What are you getting?
He
out of
wants to see.
Oh, what would
Moon-
happen?
No, he wants to see Moon Knight do his greatest trick.
this? Oh, yeah. Cut his
Peeling-
face off.
Peeling
again.
his face. He's like,
What is-
I didn't get to see it. I want
What?
to see it. I want to see it. Come
Look it up.
on.
It's called The Bottom.
Come on. And so like essentially like Mark is like in a like berserker fury.
Yeah. Wolverine.
Like Wolverine or a berserker style warrior.
He's having a berserker rage. You can't stop him. That's literally, I think Claremont was the one who popularized that. The idea that like once Wolverine gets into a berserker rage, you can't stop it.
Yeah, I know. I believe that is from Viking lore, but I could be incorrect about where.
Is that really? Is that,
Yes, berserkers are like either they're Celtic or Viking. I can't remember. Someone in the chat will
You know what's
correct
funny?
me.
That,
It is not from Wolverine.
no, I know.
It is pulled from ancient like warrior technique and
Oh.
like fueled by I think like hallucinogenics.
Okay.
I believe.
I know that, what was it? They talk about it again. Jason Aaron references it
Uh-huh.
in the one with the snow. I don't remember what thing it was. War of the Realms. And,
The one with the snow.
and they all talk about like their rage. One time I had a berserker rage here, and here. Like different characters talk about it. And Spider-Man's was just like, it was a Black Friday. I don't, I saw red, and then at the end of it, I had a toaster.
Yeah.
It was just making fun of everybody for being
Yes.
such wackos.
Yes. The chat is fully like supporting me here. It is
Yeah.
Vikings. Some people said Vikings and
All right,
Celts.
well,
It was
I'm just
all the
saying,
things
in
I
the
said.
Marvel universe, there's a character whose video game move is a berserker rage.
I understand, but I was not hearkening to Wolverine. I was hearkening to the Vikings of old.
Yes. All right. Cool.
Anyway, the Vikings copy Claremont. I love our chat.
Yeah.
I love our chat so much. You guys are amazing. Yeah, Wolverine inspired them, obviously, because Wolverine's real.
Yeah.
Watch out, folks. It's coming for you.
He's behind you.
Anyway, Moon Knight is he's just lost in the sauce for sure. And he has this moment where he's got all of his moon daggers in his hands. He looks like he's got like a
Yeah.
claw. It's like he looks like a bird of prey or a dinosaur. Like
That's cool.
he's a velociraptor.
He should look like a raptor, like lowercase r, bird of prey.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. Yeah.
Yes. But then he's like, no,
I'm not going to cut your face
I'm not
off,
gonna do that.
but I am going to take your testicles. I'm sorry. It's just going to be the end of it.
It's like something.
It's going to be a little easier. Just
There.
Problem solved.
You're good.
I won't hear about it anymore.
You're chill now.
Yeah.
Like a cat.
Yeah.
So yeah, Zodiac like freaks out about this. Like he completely like
It's like, no,
he's a meltdown.
You were supposed to take his face off.
He is a complete.
Is this like a
he
meta
crashes
thing?
out. He
Is this like
crashes out over
Is this like McKay being like, no, I'll never be as good as Charlie Houston. So I'm gonna have a character be like, just do the thing like from that thing in 2006.
No, it is not like that. I don't think. But like Moon Knight essentially is just like, I'm not who I was when I worked for Bushman. I don't kill for him anymore, and like I'm not gonna do it for you, Zodiac.
Right.
Like that's not what this is. But I am gonna get you.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get you. So Zodiac flees, and then like this. Look at this page. Look at this page of Moon Knight
Nice.
being like, I'm counting on it. Like, Zodiac, I'm gonna come for you. But also, no, I'm not done with you.
Yeah,
I'm
but
not done with you, Bushman. You're coming
Yeah.
with me because you're under arrest or
Exactly.
whatever I'm gonna do with you. So anyway, Moon Knight is allowed to leave the facility he's in, the warehouse, which is in the Meadowlands
oh hey,
in New Jersey.
nice.
Heck yeah, Moon Knight's in Jersey.
Yeah.
Moon Knight is kind of a perfect.
Yeah, he should be the Batman of New Jersey, but of course there already is a Batman of New Jersey. His name's Batman.
I'm just saying,
Because
like,
Gotham is in New Jersey.
I'm like Batman is, or Moon Knight. I'm like,
yeah, Moon Knight.
you're
yeah.
one
Moon
of
Knight
ours.
would be like the
You're-
thing people are afraid. Like, they're like, oh, don't prowl the streets in Hoboken, or Moon Knight will get you.
Moon Knight will get you. He's got a whole thing going on.
Yeah.
Anyway, so Moon Knight's phone rings. It's Zodiac, and Zodiac's like, "Hey, sorry, I had like a little like crash out there, but
Yeah.
like, it's fine. The fact is, like, I had to let you out because Moon Knight's like, you let me out. You'd open the doors for me. And he's just like, yeah, because it's like I'm not gonna let Agents Byzantine have you again. Like that's not right.
Yeah.
No. Their guys are in en route. So like, I had to get you out of there. And he's like, do you ever figure out what they wanted your French friend for? And he's like, nope, I have no idea, but I'm gonna get you. Don't forget, Zodiac, I'm gonna get you.
Yeah, I know you said that already. I called
he's
because
just
I
like,
knew I was afraid you were gonna get me.
And he's like, listen, I don't understand it. Like, you want to murder me, but you spare Bushman?
Right?
And he's just like, well, Bushman wanted to kill me, right? But you want to hurt me. You want to take everything from me. You want to take all of my friends away. Like anything I have in my life, you want to destroy it,
Yeah.
right? Like as long as you're alive, nobody I love is safe.
Okay.
And Zodiac's like, hey, by the way, like, think about that for a second. Like, how come it was me who came to help you, not your friends? Did you ever think about that? Like, what's going on?
Yeah.
And that's when Moon Knight looks at the city, and there's like this like big dark shadow over it.
Oh,
I don't know what it is,
Huh.
but to be continued.
interesting.
Very interested.
Okay.
Very interested.
Yeah.
I gotta tell you again, McKay's just been like doing a great job of like weaving this like incredible story,
This, like years long
epic for Moon Knight. And like I said, Pramanik I think is really
Hit a
just
stride.
really just growing as an artist on this book. If there's something about Moon Knight, I don't know if it's just because Moon Knight's like an underdog.
Yeah.
That makes you I think people just want to do their best for him.
Right. I mean, less than Daredevil, even.
Yeah.
You know, because Daredevil has a fantastic show, and Moon Knight has a show. Great. I think you'll have to pick up the omnibus when this is all collected, because there's no
I
way the
guess
Marvel ones
so.
just go like $200. But yeah, man, Moon Knight. Nice.
Moon Knight, love it.
Go ahead and make him go away. You're in charge of the mind.
Oh my gosh, I forgot. Sorry.
That's all right.
Ta-da!
Let's talk about Absolute Wonder Woman. No, you know what? Let's do Superman really quick. Superman. Yeah, there we go.
No, I was just making sure I had the right cover because there's another Superman book.
Right. No, well, this is just
I
Superman.
know, but like I just grabbed and then I
Yeah.
looked again. I was like,
Wait.
that's the right one.
Yeah. Superman
They're
number
all over
37.
there.
Superboy Prime is still trying to make good. He has a little awkward conversation with the Kents where he's just like, by the way, because he's hanging out with them.
Yeah.
But the Justice League is, or at least Justice League Unlimited or whatever the team is up at the Watchtower, like everybody send a contingent to just watch him all the time. Just for,
Uh-huh.
like murdered bloodlines and stuff. Or rather the New Bloods, I should say. He killed a
Uh-huh.
lot of people, including Titans. But Power Girl is like, no, this dude is Bad News Bears. And so like they're always watching him. But CK, which is what he's being known as right now, is hanging out with the Kents. And he's just like, thanks a lot for having me. I could use a home cooked meal. It's really nice of you guys to have me. And also, it's really nice to see you guys alive. I know Mark Waid would prefer you be dead, but I'm glad you're still here. And then there's a note. This is true, Mark Waid. Like Mark Waid does not like the Kents alive. He's like, no, the Kents should be dead. They should be like
He says in the comic, Mark Waid.
Yeah. No, CK reads comics. Superboy
Yeah.
Prime has read comics up until.
But I didn't think he read
Probably-
like our comics.
No, yeah, no, he's but because he was outside continuity, he has read Marvel comics as well, but only up until a point.
So he's like, that poor Spider-Man.
Oh yeah, oh no, that's in this book.
What?
He's screaming at one of the customers, and he says they should be married, which I want to say is a little, it's a little Superboy Prime on us all. But yeah, so Also, the book is heavily inspired by Spider-Man. It's about this kid who's got responsibility. He's got a lot of power. He's trying to learn responsibility. He works for a comic book store. He uses his super speed to like catalog books really fast. But he's also kind of like chronically late because he's Superboy Prime, because he's got to be the only Superman in Metropolis because Superman's being King Omega or whatever. So he's not here. And so he has a little bet with his boss. His boss is like, I will make you employee of the month if you are here tomorrow on time. And you're like, oh, a little Spider-Man action. Look at that. Low stakes situation for a guy who could punch reality. So yeah, he goes to Gotham to like check out Crime Alley.
He's like, I gotta see it.
I have to see it.
I have to go there. It's like hallowed ground.
Yes, and then he gets there and he's like, I feel like a ghoul.
Yeah.
Like now that I'm here and I see it, like that's kind of weird. And then Damian's like, what are you doing, man? Get the hell out of here. And then Superboy Prime and Damian have like a conversation where he's like, you're a murderer, but people love you. And Damian's like, no, they don't. He's like, no, they love you. But you're as bad as me. And I never replaced anybody. Like, what do you do? Like, how do you do it? How do you conquer it? Damian's like, get the fuck out of here. And then it's a classic crossover. Like they argue, they fight, they team up, they fight a mutual bad guy, and then at the end, Prime's like, I gotta go, because like they team up and they conquer their obstacle until it's daybreak, and he's late for work. But Damian does give him a nickel's worth of free advice, and so he misses his.
Is it get the heck out of here?
No, he's just like, you gotta take it one day at a time. It's very. I would never in my life, unless it was in extreme circumstances, take advice from a 13-year-old boy. Least of all Damian.
Okay.
Unless it was advice on like how best to clean a sword. But anyway, it was a lot of fun. It's a really good story. It's just an interesting dynamic for Metropolis, for the heroes. Oh, the Kents call down Kara, or whatever her name is now. The super power girl. And then they're like, go away. You have to trust him. Like if he's trying to go on like a journey, you have to like give him room. So they do, because it's the Kents. Like, well, they get it. They get a pass. But it's nice. It's just a really fun story. Oh, and Superboy Prime meets Witchfire, or Witchfire's civilian identity. She goes to the comic book store. They talk about comics. She's like, hey, I have some Vertigo books at my place if you want to like check them out. He's like, why would I do that? I work here. I can read any comic I want to.
You idiot.
Everyone's like, what? But then the reveal is that she's actually a witch and she's going to sacrifice him because she was looking for a virgin, so she went to the comic book store.
Oh my God.
Really, really fun story. Dan Mora doing this book. I feel like Dan Mora doesn't need to do this, but he's doing a great job, and it must be fun to just for for the most part, regular people, or the very least, like civilian people.
Yeah.
Must remind him of Once and Future. Although I didn't see Grandma in this one.
Oh.
But really, really good book. Really fun. Great art. Top tier art. One of the best artists in the DC bullpen, certainly, or in the industry itself.
Yeah.
Is drawing this silly, grounded Superman story that doesn't start Superman.
That's amazing. Can
They're
you
really
feel
good.
Josh having a good time?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
This you could feel like if you're a comic book fan, you have a read pile. I know it as much as anyone else that like sometimes I have a preferred, I'm sure Josh has a right pile, and this is right at the top of the right pile. Just like we have a read pile where it's like, well, here are all my books for Wednesday. I got to read this one first.
Right.
This is the one I think he has to write first. I don't know though, but good stuff.
Amazing.
Yep.
All right. What do you think?
What do you want to talk about next? Yes.
Let's
hear it. I didn't
chat.
get a chance to read this, unfortunately. So
What?
it's your row to hoe, so to speak.
How is this possible? You didn't read this. What the heck? Event Horizon Inferno #1 came out, written by Christian Ward with art this time for this series, I believe.
Series,
by
yes.
Rob Carey.
Yeah. That's right. No, I read this weeks ago. I'm sorry. I didn't read it today, but I read it, when it was sent to us.
Well, good. Hopefully, why don't you regale us with what happened?
No.
Man, the last Event Horizon book from IDW Dark really just hit all the right things for me. It made Event Horizon feel
cool,
scary and cool as it was, and then obviously it's just the more I think about it, the more I'm like, it's all there in the movie.
But there's
not, also not, because there's a bunch of other things that are like covering.
Yeah, because it was made by Paul
up.
W.S. Anderson.
There is that element for sure.
But the director of Mortal Kombat comes
Exactly.
It becomes Eldritch horror.
Right. So this series takes place in the far-flung future.
Right. This is a sequel, but also.
But it's like 200 years in the future.
Yes.
We don't start 200 years in the future. We start a little less than that, with a couple of young lads who are in the midst of a seemingly like sacrifice or summoning like ceremony. But those two characters are very important. One of them will end up leading the Durante Corporation, Earth's largest space travel corporation.
Yeah, they're the Whale and Yutani of this universe.
Yes. And he's got a fascination with not dying.
Sure.
Doesn't want to die.
Yes.
That was the original plan, right? And so now he's been searching for the event horizon, or at least whatever's left of it.
Yeah.
And has found part of it.
Oh, part of it.
Part of it, just half of it. And so we talk about the original crew. We talk about was it Weir?
Yes.
Am I saying that right?
I think so.
And his designs for the event horizon, and how we can like travel pretty quickly, but like what if like a trip to like Neptune didn't take a month? What if it took like a blink of an eye?
Yeah.
And that's what this technology could do. But obviously there's something more to it. That's what he's telling, I'm guessing, shareholders as to why
I'll leave
he's
out the
doing...
part where you go to hell in it.
Yeah, let's not talk about that. But he's got he's got a crew of people who we know are all gonna die. We're all gonna die. I mean, and I like this because Ward last time we introduced everybody, and everybody had,
and they all had a little thing,
a little something, and all these people do too. But this makes sense because they're either hired mercs, or they are someone who like they're part of the security force that works for the like company. But they all have a reason why they would be drafted into the military, and I think there is a military
presence.
Well, element to it, because I think one of them says that they had to join the military. Yes, forced to join the military to make a living. So this is the military. So how this is involved with the corporation, I don't know, but I don't know how the future government works.
Right? Yeah, neither does anybody else.
And that's fine. It doesn't matter.
He's gonna have to do a lot of heavy lifting because it's just like.
But we don't really. It's completely fine. And so like they're here, but they all have a reason that they need to be part of the military.
Yeah.
And so it makes sense. Like, why would you say yes to something like this?
Right.
Whatever it is. And it's like, well, because I don't really have a choice, because I'm kind of like in a bad place right now. And so we get to watch as they're like exploring this half of the ship and revealing things that made me go like, do I need to rewatch Event Horizon? Because I don't remember how any of these people might have made it, because there are elements from the movie which show up here, including a person who's like in a chamber who is, they're like, oh well, like that person's obviously dead, right? Because the machines turned off, and it's just like, I wonder how long they were in there, and like before the power dropped, right? It turns out they're not dead. But there's also someone else alive on the ship, right? There's seemingly someone else alive on the ship, okay, and they are from the original Event Horizon, right? And I'm like, what? Which one? The heck?
That's awesome.
What the heck? Do we meet them? I'm not going to ruin it for you. If you're a fan, I don't want to ruin this. If you didn't realize this was coming out, like, I literally looked up and I was like, oh my gosh, okay, wait, so it's this I looked up the person who was in the thing, and I was like, okay, I know who that is. And then I remembered who the other character was, and then I was like, theoretically, I think there's actually one more character who's still alive. And I'm like, are we going to run into them, or is this going to reveal itself to be something else, right? Because like Ward is a pretty twisted mind when it comes to these things, in the best way possible, where it's just he's a lot of great ideas that happen to fit perfectly into the Event Horizon mythos and space. Yes. But also is like bringing in more modern elements like of our current day. Yeah. And so like the one of the brothers, right, these twins, well, they're not twins, they look like they're twins, but they're not. There was like an older brother and a younger brother. He's the older brother. Yeah. The older brother, who's now like, it's been like some 37 years or something like that. He's been married, and then he got married again, but the second marriage was to someone with a synthetic body, because people have synthetic bodies now. Yeah. And one person, there's like a guy on the team who has a synthetic body, but it's his consciousness living in a rented synthetic body, and I was like, that is so messed up. But he's married to a person in a synthetic body, but it's not a person, it's an AI. Oh, he married an AI in a synthetic body, and I was like, ooh, this is Ward like being like, let's talk about AI. Let's talk about AI a little bit here, and how like a bunch of the people don't trust the AI. Sure. And I'm like, very fair, based on some of the things that she does. She's of course like super hot looking. She's perfect. It's like, is this love? Like, if she's like, does she respond? Did you code her? Like, it's kind of creepy, right? This guy's also a creep. And in fact, like part of how he's like, because the Event Horizon is just laying there dormant, right? And it's just like, well, obviously we all know it's going to have to wake up one way or another. How will it be?
Of course.
Well, at the start of this, there was a girl who was being like sacrificed, but it was interrupted by their butler, who was just like, "That's my daughter," and he's like, "Well, technically, like the kids are like, well, technically, like you work for us, so this is like, you know, she's just working for us too, basically, right?" And it's like it's really gross and creepy. Turns out he ended up marrying her. And brings her here as like a sacrifice to the Event Horizon.
Great.
Like, I'm just like, okay, I mean, I was on board no matter what, because Ward really proved himself, I thought, with the last one.
Oh, yeah.
But everything that happens in this book, this issue is just really perfect for setting you up for like creepy villain, like has like ulterior motives, whole group of folks who are carrying a whole lot of baggage, and then the potential for this to actually be some of the original Event Horizon characters.
Yeah.
And also, it looks great. Totally different.
No, yeah, completely different from Tristan Jones's work.
Yeah, from like
It's a
his
great
work,
looking book.
but also excellent looking.
Yes.
Also very excellent looking, and like really lends itself to action sequences. So really looking forward to the next issue of this. Yeah, just such a great book. Love it.
Yeah,
Love
Event
it.
Horizon's Inferno.
Yes.
First issue's out.
Yeah.
The second one.
Absolutely. What do you think?
Let's talk about Flash. Absolute Flash is back. Number 14, I think.
Yes. This is part 2 of 2.
Yes, part 2 of 2. Yeah, and yeah,
it is 14. It's written by Jeff Lemire with art by Haining. This is one of those like in betweens.
Yeah.
But this is one setting up a whole bunch of stuff, right? This is
time.
Mirror Master part 2 of 2.
Yeah. Wally and Linda get trapped in the mirror dimension. They discover a number of like portals through mirrors, but they're not really portals, so they can't go through them because they don't have mastery of the mirror technology. They're also being chased by what Linda calls murder clones, who are looking for someone. Turns out it's actually the original Mirror Master from that universe, not the original Mirror Master from Earth Zero or Earth Prime or the main DC universe. It's the absolute Mirror Master. But yes, they're chasing after them. Eventually, they're pulled out of the mirror dimension back to Barry Allen's former, the absolute Barry Allen's former lab, where it all kind of happened in the first place. And he's like, I can't leave the mirror dimension that often because every hour or so, I get really sick, and I think it'll kill me if I leave.
Yeah, or if I stay
out of it too long. But if I go back, I make another duplicate of myself, and that one tries to kill me.
Yes,
and so yeah, we're gonna have to like. I need you to fix this because while they're in there, Wally sees his father in the still point. He's like, I could go get him if he could, hear me. Also, Linda finds out her brother's still alive, and she sees him through a mirror.
He's in like a drug den.
Yeah, it's not doing
he's
well
not in a good way because they got separated in the foster system.
Yes.
Which is also just kind of a criticism. Like that's not like something that has like that like writers are making up. Like sometimes very sad things like that happen. Or it's just like that support system's lost. So it's like grounding it.
Yeah.
Grounding it.
Yeah. So Mirror Master tries to strike a deal with Wally where he's basically like, get Fawn. She's the only one who can extricate me from this prison. And then since I have mastery over it, I'll let you have your dad. And he's like, how about we get my dad and then I'll do this? And he's like, nope, too many people screwed me over. It's not going to happen. Anyway, bye. Scoomp. And then Linda uses, there's a mirror reflection we see of like Flash and his suit earlier in the book, and those come out too, I think. So she manages to get a duplicate.
No, I think they're just at the thing. I think a guy like in the location,
at the lab.
Yeah,
okay.
and he's just.
I thought it was like a weird like 2 mirror situation where you could see they made a whole bunch of like Flash suits.
Oh no.
Oh, we'll just grab this duplicate here.
Right. No, I think they're just there.
Yeah. Okay. So they go on their first date together because they're going to leave and go get something to eat. And there's a big reveal, which is, we talked about Mirror Master says, every time I go in, there's another duplicate. Wally and Linda left. There's sinister clones in the mirror dimension.
Yes.
Uh-oh. I was like, geez, what a nightmare this must be. So that'll be cool.
But like, listen, what did Lemire do? He set up the world for Wally. We set up the, like all the stakes. We set up the background, the history, and now, much like with Superman,
we're gonna go forward.
Let's go and see the characters being the characters in this like kind of messed up world.
Yes. Oh, there's also at least 3 pages, I want to say.
Oh my God.
Down, which I'm sure in physical must have been a lot of fun. I'm sure we, like, as the kids say, glazed when Greg Capullo did it in the Court of Owls story arc, because it was really cool to do that. Really frustrating when you're reading digitally to do that because your tablet will auto adjust for you.
I was doing so Comixology on my phone did not.
Oh, nice.
Thankfully.
So you could
So
flip
I
it over.
spun it, but like, and it
But,
gives
like-
you a little warning where it's just like you're gonna have to read this right to left. So
Yeah.
manga fans, we're already used to it.
Yeah, it was yeah, but it was it went from like novel to annoying like quick.
Mm-hmm.
Not unlike when like Zatanna talks backwards. You're like, that's fun, but don't do a whole conversation backwards. That's kind of annoying.
I have no
Um,
problem reading that backward stuff so much
Mm.
anymore.
Yeah,
What does that mean?
I don't know, but yeah, I like this issue. I thought the art was actually a lot more in line with what I expect from Absolute Flash. I don't know why I didn't really respond to the art in the last issue, but I did in this one.
I think I think it's just this was a little more consistent, and
Yeah.
maybe just the nature of the story allows for this sort of like there's just something more like I don't know, like I don't know what the word is for it because I don't want it to sound like it's a negative because it's
No.
not. It's just a different style, and the style's a little more like
Eastern inspired.
light,
Yeah,
you know, or like
Simple.
there's like an Archie-ish like
yeah,
where it's just like, you know, it's youthful.
yes, but simple features, not a lot of detail, but it's not like sketchy.
Right. But
Light
like
is a good way to put it, I think.
yeah,
But yeah, I liked it a lot.
I agree. I
Good
thought
stuff.
it was really good.
It's a consistently good book that I hope people are reading.
Yes. Right.
I'm excited to see what Absolute Green Arrow has to offer. If it's, you know, the pitch is that he's he's like Michael Myers
Yeah.
of the DC universe. I'm like, cool.
Uh-oh.
But yeah, Absolute Flash. Nice stuff.
And then
I
of
dig
course there was that Batman Wonder Woman Truth.
it. Oh yeah, it's coming. I think it's either coming or it's on its way. Or
But
it
like
is
the
here.
art for it is like
Oh, I know. Jimmy Chung doing Batman Wonder Woman. Unfortunately, it's set in Hattush.
but I didn't read any of the words.
Oh,
I
don't.
just looked at the art.
That's what's worth looking at. No, the idea of doing a miniseries by Jim Chung of Batman and Wonder Woman is awesome. I'm ready. But yeah, you know, Jeff Loeb's words, they're fine. But
Okay.
it's not, you know, that hasn't been Batman in a long time.
That's fair.
But yeah, staying in the Absolute Universe, I guess we should talk about Absolute Wonder Woman.
Yeah, let's do it. By the way, remember I was like, no, there's a way to do this where you don't have to keep switching it.
Yeah, and
Put
you
it over
found
the.
Put
I
over
remembered
the-
it. I
the tab.
remembered it.
Yeah,
Everybody.
Wonder Woman number 19.
Yeah, this is number 19. This is part 4 of 5 of the Season of the Witch,
Yes,
written
Kelly
by
Thompson.
Kelly Thompson with art by Hayden Sherman.
Yes.
Did you read this one?
I did.
Excellent.
Great issue.
Yeah.
Nice moment. There's a funny moment at the end where, like, you know, Sherman plays with panel convention and like shapes, especially in this book. He did a lot in Dark Patterns, but in this book, it's like very like thematically relevant.
Mhm.
But there's a moment where they're caught in a circle and the panel itself is a huge circle.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. But yeah, beautiful book, great looking art, fantastic character designs, really, really terrific action sequences and little quiet moments. Opens with a really quiet moment that I really enjoyed.
Yes.
But yeah, but the crux of it is just Diana, well, Z saving Zatanna, or Zatanna saving her father.
Yes, but along with Wonder Woman's assistance.
Oh, yeah.
And in fact, Zatanna kind of messes it up.
And traps Wonder Woman in that dimension
Yes.
alone. But I guess like to cut through it, you need someone you love, someone that you know have an
Let's just-
unshakable bond with.
Yes.
Because like Zatanna tries to reach out to Wonder Woman, it doesn't work. So her father explains, like, you know, she's covered in magic. All her shit is magic. She's in a trance. Like her mind is in that.
Yes.
So they like he encourages Zatanna to use Wonder Woman's totems and magic to transform herself into Cersei
Yes.
to cut through the darkness and reach Diana and pulls her out.
Yes.
It's like, that was cool. That was a really neat idea.
It is. It's really cool. And like additionally, it's a nice note too that it's like if you're paying attention with Sherman's art, I'm wondering if we see in the blue like limbo realm, the crown is smashed after.
Oh yeah, no.
Like it
we're
reflects there. It's just Sherman just like
paying attention.
they're paying attention.
Yeah.
They're paying attention so much.
100%.
100%.
There's also the threat. You know, they send, you know, the team is completely
of the
defeated.
Yes.
Giganta herself
wants another crack.
wants
She's the only
another
one
crack.
left
She's the only one left, and she grabs Barbara
because
she
Kale
told to,
wants
'cause
her.
Kale
Yeah.
wants her. And then Zatara, I don't remember what the hell they call him, but Zatanna's father.
Yeah.
I know him as Zatara, but like he sends Giganta back to her cell.
Yes.
Which I'm like, what happens to Barbara?
No, okay. So Giganta took her, and then like Kale was like, once you drop her off, you can
Oh.
have another shot, and then she
And
was
then
on her
sends
way back.
Oh,
Yes.
okay. I thought she was still on her way.
No. She went, and then she returned, and that's why he sent her away.
Yes.
But then of
Okay.
course the Iron Maiden is coming.
The Iron Maiden's coming, and that's really cool. And I felt this moment, and I'm so glad Kelly Thomp's such a pro. We hope to have her back on the show sometime because I really need to talk to her about this. But the whole book, this whole arc is about, like, for Zatan, it's about getting her father back. And I've seen this in TV a million times, and I've seen it in comics a little less, but not by much, where it's like, we did it. We had this really beautiful, tearful reconciliation, and then I've got to go. I've got to sacrifice myself and go back where I came from. Goodbye.
Uh-huh.
Sorry. And Wonder Woman's like, no, I'll go fight it. We're not going to make this for nothing.
Yeah.
We're not going to undo what we just did. And I'm like, thank you for addressing it.
Right.
And so, Wonder Woman's going to fight the Iron Maiden.
Iron Maiden.
We just kicked it up. We're just like, next issue, she'll fight the Iron Maiden. It's
Yeah.
going to be awesome. It's going to be ridiculous.
But it's also called All Fall Down, and I'm like,
Oh, no.
Yeah. And I mean, like, the start of this issue
Oh, my God.
for me
So different.
is so different, but also just like where I feel like all of the drama is going to come from. Anytime you're dealing with the gods in
Oh,
general,
God.
regardless of how much they think they're helping, that's typically where your hero is going to be tripped up.
Naturally.
And the fact is, it's because of the fact that they're not human.
Right.
They don't understand. They don't understand how a thing that is seemingly good will end up being bad.
Well, for example, like which I was surprised by and interested to hear your opinion, because it seems like Wonder Woman's bottomless empathy and kindness is actually some part of a god imprinted onto her that like was not meant to be, or rather, she believes it was a gift, but might not be.
No, I believe that because she came that way. Remember when she was a baby,
Yes,
she was already
that's
like
true,
that.
that's true.
So I believe that is just who she is. It's this other element, the Aphrodite thing. I was
Mhm.
like, that is so spectacularly done.
Mm-hmm.
You know, she has all these gifts. There's all these other things. Like, don't talk about the Amazon. Can't do this. Can't do
Yep.
that. Your mom's trapped in hell. But this, I thought this was like a bomb. This is like just waiting
Yeah.
to blow up in her face. And I absolutely love it. The idea that Aphrodite gifted a little bit of her like gifts to Diana, and part of the gifts of Aphrodite, or the abilities of Aphrodite, are that she like to love Aphrodite is not often your choice.
No.
Like you're compelled. You
Right.
can't help it. There's
So
a
it's like-
compulsion to love her. And that was what she shared with a little bit of that.
That's what I thought.
She's like, and that'll make it easier for her. And it's just like, oh no. If she finds out, she's gonna forever question.
yeah, whether anybody really loved her.
Right. And I love that, because like Cersei's immediately like, why would you do that? And
She's
like
I don't know.
and Aphrodite like is like, because I didn't know.
Yeah.
I didn't
Right.
know.
But I should- but I should
now
tell
I
you.
do, because now I feel it when I'm around her, and it's like, that sucks. Is
Yeah.
that what I'm doing to people?
Yeah, that's really cool. Yeah, even Kelly Thompson can make the god. Like only Kelly Thompson can make the gods actually have empathy.
Yeah, and cry.
Yeah.
And I gotta tell you, like, that to me, I'm just like, this is easily going to become a problem.
Oh yeah.
Because this is something that can be used against her.
Yeah.
By
and it's
any
gonna
of-
disrupt everything. I mean, like,
Right.
we saw Steve Trevor joining the like Witches Circle,
Yes.
which is like, even surprises the girls in the same issue where we reveal that, like, Steve might love Diana not of his own accord. Like, it's just very interesting to see like
It is.
that in that light. And then think, well, she probably thought of that from issue 1. Oh no,
Yeah.
let's go back and look at everything else.
Right.
But yeah.
Right.
Great issue as always. It's another issue that just like succeeds.
Absolutely. No, I really loved it a lot. And again, like for me, it makes me very worried for her.
Yeah.
Because it's just like all you need is for someone to find that out, and it's going to potentially like ruin everything for
Right.
her.
Or at the very least, it'll shake her confidence.
Right. Well, it'll shake her confidence in everything, because it's just like, well, wait, it's like, so like, do people not love me or like me as much as they say that they do? Is that because they want to, because of who I am, or is it
Right.
because of this God? Does that mean my mom doesn't love me?
That's
As, like, it's
exactly
just,
what I
there's
was
so much that it could like from this one very innocent,
Yes.
very seemingly benevolent
Offering.
like
Yeah.
completely could undo her.
I know.
And it was so downplayed.
Yeah.
It's like, here's
but it
this
was
moment.
but it was the
and then-
first moment in the
it
issue,
was the
so to pay attention to.
Yes, I hope so.
Good
I hope
stuff.
so. Great.
Yeah, another great issue. Let's see. I guess that's it, right? Yeah.
Yeah, we got nothing else. Nothing else came out this
nothing
week.
else came out this week.
Wait,
Nothing that I want
Was
to
this
talk
that
about.
thing you were talking about?
That's the
from
thing.
Vera?
We don't never have to talk about it again.
Oh, okay.
Um,
I love that.
you're putting it on the wrong.
I'm having a minute here, and I'm doing the wrong thing. You just talk. You just do the
well,
words.
How about we talk about this book? That's right. Spider-Man Superman #1 came out this past week. That's right. There's a second one. I hope the sales didn't dip because people don't understand that they're two different books.
It's fine.
This is why you're supposed to do it like a year apart and not 2 weeks or 3 weeks. But Spider-Man Superman. Many different creators. First story is Brad Meltzer and Pepe Larraz. People were like, Brad, myself included.
Yeah, I was like, I'm sorry, people? I'm like, yeah, well, who are these people?
Yeah, me. Well, when I was told, like, I remember finding out that it was Brad Meltzer a little while ago, and I was like, what?
You really were. You legitimately
Not that I was
were.
not that I was like, I hate Brad Meltzer. It was more like, has he written any comics in a while? Like, I know Brad Meltzer from a book called Identity Crisis, which is not an uncontroversial book, but one I kind of dug. So I'm like, really? And then I went back and read, I think it was Marvel Comics 1000. He had a one-page Spider-Man story that's like, that's the best Spider-Man comic in 10 years. 20 maybe. And it was one page. So maybe the guy gets it. And does he do it again? Yeah. But is this great? Phenomenally. I'd say it's better than the DC book.
I think they're two very different
They're
things.
completely different
I
things.
was really trying to not compare and contrast because they are two very different things. I enjoyed this a lot.
Me too.
I enjoyed this very, very much.
But I'll go on the limb. I liked this more. I liked the Superman Spider-Man one. I thought it was nice, but it was, again, Mark Waid Spider-Man, not my Peter.
Yeah.
Not that he does anything necessarily wrong. Everything on paper, because Wade's a pro. You know, he used to be an editor-in-chief. He knows, not of Marvel or of DC, but like he knows how to get his ducks in a row, and he knows his characters. He gets it to some degree. Peter, but still nails it. Beautiful book, great looking stuff. Jorge Jimenez on Superman, Spider-Man. No notes.
Doing something different where it's like
Completely.
he's like, I'm gonna do an issue. Here's an issue.
Yeah.
This is like we're in the middle of something.
We're in the middle. We're in media res, which great. You know what? Good. Also, not the same universe. Earth 7642 or whatever.
Yeah.
The last. No, this is a crossover. They are from different universes.
Yes.
They are meeting each other, presumably for the first time, because Pete doesn't know what kryptonite is. The interactions between Pete and Superman are clearly one-sided. Spider-Man gets the preference. It is the Marvel comic after all.
Yes.
But Superman isn't neutered or, anything in terms of character. He
No.
certainly is depowered, but
Yes.
we get some moments in this story where I'm like, only here. Like, you get it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's so weird to see, like, because I know I've talked to these people. Like, I would love, like, what would Chip Zdarsky do with a Spider-Man anyone crossover? Anything so much. And yet, like, would need pages and pages, although it was only given 8 to do a Wonder Woman Captain America. Still one of the best crossovers cut from the new lineup. Probably one of the best crossovers for most of them. But then you give it to someone like Brad Meltzer, who's just like, hi, yeah, what? All right, I'll give it a crack. And it's like, oh, like, Venom takes over Superman.
Yeah, there were things in this that I did not see coming because I thought the entire book was just going to
It was
be,
going to be them trapped underground.
Yeah, it was just this conversation between the two of
which
them.
I really enjoyed.
And I did, but then it just was like, but what if I just ratcheted it up and like literally gave you the glimpse into something that you will never get to see
Exactly.
and make you kind of mad about that?
Yes.
Because there was like a few panels where I'm just zooming in.
Yeah, like,
and and I'm just like, what? But I want to see that.
Yeah.
Go back.
We finally did it. Lex and Norman Osborn teaming up.
Yes.
Gabi and Lexi. Yes.
Freaking Lex
Finally.
on a glider.
Yes.
They're like, we're the same colors.
Everything about this. I'm like, you did it. It's like he didn't even get in my head because I didn't have these ideas. He just took my subconscious and like made it into a comic book.
He's just
I'm
like, what
this
makes
is what
Sal
I wanted to
happy?
see. They even made a Batman reference where he's like, I'm checking your belt for kryptonite. He's like, why would I keep belt? Why would I keep
What
kryptonite on my
lunatic
belt?
would do that?
Yeah, but it's also just an excuse. I love how it's like, no, it was just I'm checking your belt, but really it's an excuse to see the pocket watch that Pete has in his belt, which I'm like, it's just web cartridges and one watch. That doesn't even work. I'm
Yeah.
like, I love yes. What? So we could pay that off later. Meltzer also is like, I only have a few precious pages. Should I dedicate them to showing you like who Kraven's fighting or like how Norman and Lex teamed up? These are moments I want to see. No, but I do want because I know how these crossovers end. Because the idea is, like Pete has Uncle Ben's watch. Pete observes that Superman keeps John's glasses,
Reading glasses.
his reading glasses,
Which
in
I'm
his-
just
in,
like,
a little
he
pocket.
can't read.
What?
Now he can't read.
Those are old ones. But yeah, he keeps them in his cape, so it's like, oh, Ben and John, yeah. Which in the DC one we saw like a little crossover between the two of them.
Yes. Yes.
But in this, it's like I know how this crossover ends with them shaking hands under the setting sun or rising sun, typically, and they say something like, my uncle or would have liked you, or my pa would have. But then they go home.
We
with
don't
each other.
see the glasses. We don't get till later.
No, that's true. Yeah, Pete pays that off later.
Yeah.
But they do. But they go to the Kent farm.
This book went places, like literally, like I was just like,
Super
how?
Venom. What?
I just mean, like, it just kept going. Where I was just like, oh my god, there's more. There's
Yeah,
more.
no, that's
there's
right.
more. Oh,
Yeah,
oh,
I think it's a little longer, or at least
whatever. I don't care. It
No,
was,
everyone gets like. It seems like everybody kind of got more pages because like that Jeff Johns book, I was like, this is not a short one.
no.
This also, I'm shocked he didn't call it Secret Crisis because he, of course, alluded to it in Doomsday Clock, but
Sure.
it's still a few years before that happens.
Yeah.
according to Doomsday Clock, but still, he's like, no, I'm doing it. But yeah, I loved it. The art's fantastic. It's like, yeah, this is why you get Pepe Larraz to do this.
Mhm.
Why Pepe Larraz should do a Spider-Man book or a Superman book or any AAA title book. It's wasted at Marvel right now,
Yeah.
except on this crossover.
I mean, like, it's spectacular looking. There's so much heart
Yeah.
here. Like, obviously, it's like, if you read the other one, are you going to get a few similar images here? Sure. Just done very differently for
Yes.
different reasons. Like, are you going to see Spider-Man lifting something heavy? Yes.
Sure.
Are you going to see him doing it a very different way?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes,
Are
very
you
different.
going to have very different conversations with Spider-Man there? I love that he's just like, you got to talk to me.
Yeah, you got to
Yeah.
distract me. Why do you?
Because
yeah,
otherwise I'm going to get my own head and I'm going
Mhm.
to start doubting myself, and that's
Yeah.
when it's all going to go
exactly.
awry.
And
Like,
then I
you've
got to
got-
remind myself of Mary Jane or somebody, and I got to help me.
yeah, but if you just talk to me,
I'll be
like,
distracted.
ask me a
I'll just-
question.
yeah,
do
which is-
anything.
which is also like so innate in Peter, where it's like, no, just force me to do the right thing as like a muscle reaction.
Yes.
Like,
Yes.
I will be triumphant if I'm not thinking about it.
Right. And I love Superman's like, I know for a fact there's no way you should be able to do this.
Right. I'm looking at your musculature and you shouldn't be able to do this, but you're doing it anyway. That's mind bending.
Yes.
And then he helps him out anyway. And it's
Yeah.
like, yes, this is great.
What a great way also to like quickly like cut to the quick of their origin stories
Mhm.
for anyone. We get an origin in this. It's in one page.
Yep.
For both characters.
Yeah, they both get like hit with like the venom bomb more or less. And
They get hit by the kryptonite simultaneously, and I think with also venom, and like it causes.
it links them so they see each other's origins and get into each other's heads. and
Yes.
each other's, like,
But
it's-
it's also like a really quick way for Meltzer to be like, okay, now these characters know each other better,
exactly.
and I'm like,
Yeah.
fine,
Yeah.
I already know them too, so let's go.
right. But it's also a great moment for like Larraz to go like, look at this.
Yeah, look at this.
these two
Yeah,
on the same page. And it's one of those things that I think about when I see crossovers where I'm like, don't put them in a position. Draw a panel that could never exist in another book.
yeah.
Like, do it like, show me these characters or these heroes or these villains in a way you can't crop them out of.
Yeah. It's also really interesting to see on one page, like Peter getting thrust towards the Superman side, Superman getting
Oh,
thrust
yeah.
toward the Peter side. But the images that are chosen for each of them, where it's just like it's a location, it's an origin, it's the family.
Mhm.
But then, like, and it's like it's the planet and it's Supergirl and it's Crypto and it's Lois. And then Peter is Gwen falling.
It's just all my mistakes.
It's not all of his
and
mistakes, because it's like
It's
Peter.
Aunt May making weak.
But it's JJ screaming at him.
Yeah.
It's Aunt May. It's Ben, which
it's
is
all
sad.
responsibility.
It's Mary Jane,
Mhm.
and then it's Gwen.
Yeah, it's just
and
all
it's like
loss and responsibility. And Soup's like, Jesus.
it's just like
So you're manic. Like, you're not funny. You're in pain all the time.
yeah,
Yeah, that's right. Why are
Yeah,
you
that-
smiling? That's not funny. In fact, there's a little like undercurrent. There's a joke about like how Superman can't be funny, can't make a joke.
yeah, yes, but yeah, Superman gets the symbiote. It's spectacular looking.
Yeah, it's great.
I
love it.
again in the background, so many characters.
So many characters, so much stuff going on.
Craven's there.
Yeah.
Deadshot's there. I think Taskmaster.
Mhm.
Like, just they're a Brainiac,
Yeah.
Doc Ock. Brainiac standing next to Doc. Like, everybody is like kind of matched up.
Yep.
Kind of, right? Like, you get these great, like, look
Mashups.
at all
Looks
these
like
things.
Electro versus Parasite. Like, I'm just like, yeah, give me
It's not
that.
versus. They're together. Everybody's teamed
Oh, that's
up.
right. That's right. The
Everybody's
villains.
teamed up.
That's right. Lex and Gabi like got everyone together.
Yeah, it's like the Sinister 12.
Yeah, I'm in. Please do more. Please do more. That's my note. Great opening.
fantastic. But like, I didn't think that was the opening. Like, I was like, oh, there's the whole comic, and then they're like, no, wait,
no, there's more. And then the Parkers go to the Kent's farm.
well, no, first, like, first of all, that image of the two of them,
Yeah, like punching them out.
yes, like switching partners, because and again, we're talking about like a little like great visual storytelling cues here. Like Laura's making sure that we see that it's like Spider-Man's hand that grabs Lex, it's Superman's hand that grabs like Gabi. It's like, sorry, man, you Green Goblin, you don't know.
You're not walking away from this.
You don't know what's about to happen to
you.
No, before we go there,
Right.
I feel like there's a really important sequence.
Yes, they take a little walk together.
They don't take a walk. Peter is by himself, thinking that like he's there and he's visiting Ben's grave.
Right.
On the anniversary.
That's right.
And he's telling him about like just all these things. Like,
yeah, that's right. Pete goes to the implication is Pete goes to Ben's grave and like gives him updates about like his life. Like,
yeah, but like it's on updates. Like I think today is
his anniversary.
It's the anniversary of his death.
Yeah. And Clark shows up.
And like Pete's like,
what are you doing here? And he's like, I know. I remember.
Yeah.
Like, I knew it was the date. Yeah. But he's like, don't be like this, man. Like, come on.
Well, I like what he says, because he's just like, you said you do it because of the guilt, because that's the question he asked him. He's like, why do you do
this?
It? And I'm like, I wanted to be like, Clark, if you don't want this kid to get in his head,
don't ask him
that was
why
not
he does
the thing to do.
Yeah.
And he says this because of guilt, and he's like, that's not why you do it. He's like, you do it because like really kind people like took care of you.
Yeah.
And like they instilled in you that was the right thing to do.
Exactly.
And I'm just like, this is like funny, because it's like this is similar to like Clark being like, I'm an older person than you are, and I'm going to instill my knowledge on you. It's like what Wade does is just present it differently.
Yes,
for sure,
100%. We also,
but I love that they're like, we should. Like, that's when the glasses and all that, and he's just like, yeah, we should like, you should come by. You gotta come.
That's what you expect. I'm like, oh yeah, that's the end.
Yeah, but they're like, no. Clark's like, you gotta come by.
Yeah,
like, come on, come join us. Come join us for dinner. It's gonna be great. And I love that moment, because like Pete's like, what if they don't like each other? And that's when Clark makes his joke.
Yeah.
And he's just like, well, and then I guess we'll just, rile him up and force him to fight. And like Pete laughs so hard.
It's a great joke, because it's also like a crossover joke.
Yes.
Make them fight, then they'll have to be friends. Genius.
But then we see it.
Yeah. And then they go to the house, and you're like, and they talk about Ben, and they just like trade your secrets, and it's really nice.
And like they not only do that, like they do all of that. May and Ma like arm wrestle.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, because it's like, yeah,
we do the thing. It's just ha ha ha. But I like that when they're talking about Ben, like that Pa's like, we'd be friends.
Yes.
And I'm like,
oh yeah, that's this issue is all that. It's just it's what Spider-Man comics should feel like. And,
in a different universe.
Yeah.
In the combo universe, this did not happen. In the combo universe, Ma dies, and then May and Pa get together, and then Spider-Man and Superman are brothers.
Oh my god! Do we just become best friends? Yep. I don't think so. I
that happens. That's my own continuity.
Yeah. If it's Pa, they have like you can't take him out of the farm. Like
no,
May has to go.
May
to
would
Kansas.
move there.
May would not do well in Kansas.
She would do great.
Yeah, that's true. So yeah, it's beautiful first, beginning, opening, I'm like, how do you top that?
How do you top it?
Really don't, but like everything else in it's great too. You have some really fun stuff.
Would you like me to just go down the list? I have it.
List
we got Spider-Man Noir and Superman, Dan Slott, Marcos Martin.
Great looking book. Slott understood the assignment.
Yeah.
It's Golden Age Superman meets, of Spider-Man that never would have existed, but hey, look at that. That's fun. Also, Spider Noir out soon from Amazon Prime. Check it out. I don't know. Like it's a smart idea that like Dan Slott is aware of a synergy, so you're kind of like, I feel it. But like Marcos Martin drawing Superman, awesome. Yeah, I liked that a lot. I liked it.
Yeah.
It is not my least favorite from this group. I did like this one.
I did too.
And it was a fun little illustration of the two different eras of, really just putting Spider-Man in the era of Superman, though there is a Spider-Man Noir universe. This is kind of that. This is certainly more Spider-Man Noir than the Spider-Man Noir we see in the cartoon or in the show.
Yeah.
But also he's the design from the cartoon and the show.
Yes.
But yes, I like that a lot.
Gwen Stacy and Lana Lang, Joe Kelly with Humberto Ramos.
Joe Kelly. This is like, oh yeah, I get why Joe Kelly's writing Spider-Man. What the hell's this book? This is great. Also because we did MJ at Lois Lane. Also, two men wrote the female influences for these characters. Like, really?
Whatever.
I don't know. I'm just saying, like, Tom King. like Mary Jane and Lois Lane by Tom King and Lana Lang and Gwen Stacy by Joe Kelly. Like nothing for Kelly Thompson.
Maybe she's busy.
So of course she's busy. She's busy writing the best book from DC. Eat me, Marvel. But I liked Humberto Ramos on this. It's nice to see him doing this. Cute scenes. I liked it a lot. I thought it was really, really well executed for two characters that are like either dead or deeply marginalized. Nice to see them. And presuming that this is like a 7642 universe where it's like, no, like one of them's visiting the other one at college, or it's a third different a third universe option where Pete and Clark went to college together.
Sure.
It's a cute idea.
It's very cute. And again, this was like a little bit of like poetry.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh,
like,
yeah.
We had the, Lois and Mary Jane, like you mentioned in the other one. So they do a Gwen Stacy and Lana Lang.
Yes.
Even in the main book, since it references like we would have been friends, we see in the DC or in the Superman Spider-Man one, what would have happened if Ben and Pa had met.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
We're kind of like,
yeah, we're trading, sharing.
Yeah. Yes, we're playing well.
Yeah, I liked it. I like the weaving of narrative. The trading, like the dialogue. I'm like, this is fun.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
Yes, me too. Mysterio versus Superman featuring the Thing. This is just a Thing story.
A Thing story. Jeff Johns wanted to do a Thing story.
Yep, there's written by Jeff Johns with art by Gary Frank.
Yep. Gary Frank, man. I mean, it's just incredible.
Yeah.
This is just the Secret Crisis that he wanted to write, but but it's called something else. I think it's called Identity Crisis or something.
It is called Identity Crisis.
Yeah, it's just a Thing story. Spider-Man does appear in it for one panel, but Superman, of course, is important, and so he's in there.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, I loved it.
Okay.
The crux of it is just Superman talks down the Hulk.
Yes.
And the Thing is like, wow.
The Thing is like, I am
Superman
a mess.
Is so great.
No, the Thing is like, I need to get some help.
Right, because the whole point is like, it's not always clobbering time.
Right.
And you could feel Johns being like, everyone. But yeah, Gary Frank drawing everybody. I mean, the Legion's superhero showed up.
Yes.
Come on.
Of course they did.
But everybody's in there, and I'm like, I liked this a lot.
Yeah.
I would like to see this more than Doomsday Clock. Just take the amount of ink and paper from Doomsday Clock and make that instead, and I'll eat it up. No. Good stuff. I did enjoy it though. Everybody's like in character.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, no, this is fun.
Yeah.
It is very much a Thing story.
Sure.
Okay.
That's fine.
Yeah.
That's fine. You know what?
Whatever.
They had a couple in the other
Yeah,
book
no.
that were not.
Oh no, yeah. Steel and Gwen, who is it?
It was no. I meant like in the other book when we had Punisher and
Punisher and Power Girl.
Power
That
Girl.
was also a Jerry Conway love letter because he created both.
But I'm
books.
just saying, like, so, like, it's fine.
Yeah, no,
and this was Hobgoblin versus Steel, written by Louise Simonson with art by Todd Knock.
Yes. Knock's art was better than I've seen. Like, I like Knock's art more or less.
Yeah.
I liked it in this. He's like Marvel's go-to when it's like, hey, a flashback book. Hey, a book set in the 90s or 80s.
He has a very
get Todd Knock to
he's
draw.
got a distinct style, and
Yeah, he
if
does.
you're looking for that, then like this is the way to go.
But Wheezy doing Steel again, I was like, yes.
Yeah.
I didn't miss a beat because I dropped off Superman hard after he came back to life. But I've seen what Steel's been up to. I'm like, he just drew Steel from the 90s. He has those big raised spike gauntlets or railroad spike like shooters. I'm like, yes. That's Steel. That's what Steel should look like. It should be big and uncomfortable.
Did you think? Because I don't know a lot. I don't know what else she has. I know she's written for like Power Pack and stuff like that. But hang on.
X-Force, yeah.
But what I
X-Factor.
loved was that she put the Thor in this because to me that's a nod to her
To her
husband.
husband.
And I thought that was so sweet
I
that
agree.
she's like, wait a minute, I'm gonna take the character that like I helped to put on the map that I created, put on the map. But and not that I'm saying that he created Thor, but like he did have like a seminal run on Thor.
Yeah.
And so it's just like, and I'm going to use my husband's like seminal character as well. And like I thought that was very sweet. That was in my head, that's what it was.
I think so too.
I don't know if it really is.
Thor is great to see in there. Look good.
Yeah.
I liked it, but it was cute and fun. Hobgoblin, I mean, who cares? Like
it's
I
Hobgoblin.
love Hobgoblin. Did he really matter? Not really. But it was fun to see like
But we got a Spider-Man character.
Yep.
And we got a Superman character.
And also Thor.
And Thor.
Why not?
For like a second.
Yes. But it was
Couple
it's
seconds.
my steal. I was like, yes, you nailed it.
Yes. Then we got Ghost Spider and Supergirl, read by Stephanie Phillips with art by Phil Noto.
Yep. That looked great. I really liked Phil Noto's art.
Yeah.
And
We got Livewire in there.
Livewire got to be
which
in
I
there.
was just like, wow, it's Livewire.
Yeah, nice pull. I think it's safe to say I do not agree with the Ghost Spider name. Like, I think it's just terrible. Like, it's just Spider Woman. Just go Spider Woman. There's like 9 of them. It's okay.
I don't mind it being Ghost Spider. I don't need
I don't know
her.
what that is.
I don't need her gender to be part of her name.
I don't
necessarily.
know what is a ghost spider?
I don't know.
It's a first idea.
What's
That's
a-
a shark lawyer.
Like, what is a hobgoblin?
A hobgoblin is a creature
But I'm
of
just
myth
saying,
and
like,
legend that exists.
It is a creature of myth and legend.
What's a ghost spider?
A creature of myth and
No, it's
legend.
not.
You put the word ghost in there.
A ghost is something. A ghostbuster is something. A ghost spider?
But a Ghostbuster was made up.
yeah.
It was created. It was fabricated. It comes
Uh-huh.
from nothing.
But yeah, and to nothing, the ghost spider will return.
Just saying.
It was fine.
Just saying.
I liked it well enough. I it's 2 hotheads.
Yeah.
And I liked I liked the signature at the end. The autograph book. I thought that was cute.
Yeah. I like their animosity.
Yeah.
Turned friendship.
Right.
For sure. I thought that was very,
Yeah.
very sweet.
Frenemies kind of book.
Frenemies. Then we have Miles Morales, Spider-Man, and Superman, written by Brian Michael Bendis with art by Sarah Pichelli.
Largely self-serving, but I was fine with it.
Very self-serving, but fun.
Yeah.
But very
It's
fun.
Bendis.
Yes.
I will always like something that Bendis did.
I'm interested to see how
Rokal Zar will appear? No.
how Miles fans felt, right?
Yeah.
Because it's like obviously Bendis comes at this with like
Oh, his original version? He's just
Yeah.
no, he's like, I haven't read Cody Ziegler's anything.
right.
I'm just using my Miles.
Right. I'm just wondering how like that fits. I mean, obviously this you can say this is a different one.
Sure.
It's not
yeah.
the same
Or
Miles.
it's another universe or whatever.
Exactly.
Yeah. Or
but, like,
flashback.
Did it keep in what your idea was of the character?
Well, he doesn't have a sword. So, at the
Well.
very least we know it's not.
He's also very youthful in here, which I
Yes.
think matches for a lot of people who at least maybe aren't reading the comics but played the
but
Insomniac
understand
games.
him. Yes, yes.
He's a little bit younger, so like him interacting with Superman is kind of interesting and fun, right?
It was fun though. I liked it a lot. I did enjoy it.
Do love, and like I'm sure not everybody liked this, but I really loved that like when Superman's like, what's your name, son? Miles Morales.
I don't know why I said that. I meant Spider-Man. He's like, okay. It was cute.
Like he's just like, I'm talking to Superman.
Yeah,
Miles Morales.
That's Bendis. Like that's Bendis when he was like he got the opportunity to write Superman. He was like, oh, I got Superman. Like, what would you like to write? Maybe Batman, Superman, me.
Yeah.
Wrong choice, but still, I liked it. And Pichelli's art has really evolved and changed since
Yeah.
she drew Miles Morales for the first time. But I don't, I didn't dislike it.
No, I think you know what it was. I think it was good. It was fun looking. I think her Miles looked great.
Yes,
And I think her Superman was fine.
yes, I agree.
It's just like she's a lot more practice
Yeah,
with
exactly.
one of these characters over the other one,
Right,
for
right.
sure.
But I liked it.
It still looked good.
Yeah, and I thought Bendis didn't really go for it with his like Bendisisms. It was very reserved. Probably because Superman was in it. Because he seems to have a lot of reverence despite his role was ours. What else we got?
We also had Symbiotes in Metropolis, written by Jason Aaron with art by Russell Douterman.
Yeah, I like this a lot.
I did too, and like I should have recognized the Aaronisms before I got to the, even on that first page before I got to the credits page.
Yes.
Like I was just like, why does this feel so like weirdly
Oh,
Jason Aaron.
Yeah, this is also like it's like another
Fun weird world that I'm like I kind of want to like where what I
Yes,
want to see this.
This is not Earth 7642. It's another Earth where they both exist and
Yeah.
coexist. And this is like the first time Jane Foster, it's an earlier Jane Foster Thor.
Yeah.
So that was cool.
Very
epic.
very
like,
epic. There was, like,
storybook.
And here's what I'm saying about how I should have known. This like got me. I don't know about you, but when it's like it is said that Odin, greatest of all gods, has been crucified to the source wall,
Yep.
I was like, whoa,
Good line.
what? I can see it.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh, okay.
Oh,
Yep.
it was Jason.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like cool idea
Yep.
that like Dark Side as like,
Has the Necrosword.
has like
and-
moved in and taken the role of the Allfather.
Yes.
I'm like,
Yeah.
and he's merged his parademons with Venom
Yep.
symbiotes. I'm like,
I know. Yeah, he's basically become the King in Black.
yep.
It's cool.
But like we also get Thor meeting Wonder Woman again.
Yes, which is like, yes, finally. Yes.
Wait, did they not do that?
They met in the 90s.
Yeah, I thought so.
Yeah, but it's lame.
Right.
But Wonder Woman wields Mjolnir in that one.
Yes.
And Ken and Jane's like, you wield it. And she's like, you're fine.
Yeah.
You got it.
Well, because like Jane's like, I see you with like the eyes of like a god, and I can see like you're amazing and awesome, and she's just like, and I know
and
who
I
you
know
are.
who you are because you were in the lasso.
And trust me, like you got this.
Yeah, exactly. Really cool. Great looking.
Yes.
Really fun. Is it a Spider-Man crossover? Hell no. Is it what we want from these kinds of things? Yes.
I mean,
He's in it.
Okay, here's the thing. It is a Spider-Man crossover in a very weird way.
Oh yeah, there's Venom's
because it's Venom and it's Darkseid.
yes. So it's
Right. It's
yeah,
it's two extraterrestrial like forces
that's true.
that like Spider-Man and Superman have often fought
Yes.
and have been like entangled with in different ways.
Yeah. No, you're right.
And have presented different like, and I'm like, it's still
Yeah, but
technically.
the focal point is Wonder Woman.
Of
Thor,
course
which is what
it
you want to
is.
see, and it's a book I'd like to read.
Of course it
42
is.
pages, just get it done.
I mean, it's amazing too because it's like you see all these other characters in here, and you see Batman with a sword.
Yeah, yeah. Also, first and only appearance of Batman in this, and in the last one, I think he's in one panel.
Also, Aaron happened to pick one of my favorite Green Lanterns to be the Green Lantern
Yeah.
for this book.
that was fun.
It's John.
Yep,
I'm like,
of
yep,
course.
perfect, done.
yeah,
No
I-
notes from me.
Nope, Batman with a sword. It's cool.
Batman with a sword. I don't know where he got it, but I don't care.
Same place. I bet it's Heimdall's sword because Daredevil wielded it in War of the Realms.
Oh, that could be.
It was really cool. Heimdall, Daredevil gets Heimdall's sword so he can see,
Oh, he's just like, whoa.
but he sees what Heimdall sees.
Right. He's like, why can't I just see like a regular person?
Yeah, well,
It's fine.
you do it once every 20 years or so.
There you go. There you
But
go.
yeah,
We also have the last one, which I believe is Spider-Man and Superman, written by Jeff Loeb with art by Jim Chung.
yeah, it's fine.
Yes.
Very trite, but I understand. It's Jeff Loeb. If anyone knows about loss, it's Jeff Loeb. But like we've relitigated this point. Like Spider-Man's sad. He's at the bridge. Superman tells him he's better than he thinks he is. Okay.
Yeah.
It's Jim Chung's art is pretty good. Like I like it. It's not as good as in that Batman Wonder Woman book that's coming out soon, but it looked good. I was like, this is fine, but nothing new. It wasn't like even the prose wasn't like
Yeah.
like it didn't like
I mean, I do like because it's like, we talk about how when it's the we've got Jeff Loeb writing, and like I know I associate Jeff Loeb a lot with DC.
right.
Like I immediately put him in the DC bucket.
Mhm.
Same thing with Jeff Johns.
Yes,
But here they are writing the
for a
Marvel,
Marvel book,
side
yeah.
of it.
And Loeb-
But, like,
Loeb wrote the
I know he
Spider-Man
did. I
Blue
know he
and,
did. But like in my head,
Mhm.
I associate him with DC.
Absolutely.
But what I appreciated was that in this one at the end, because obviously this is the Marvel book and like they want to make their character shine, but it's like Spider-Man can shine in different ways.
Yes.
Much like with Deadpool. Deadpool
Yes.
can shine in different ways.
yeah, Spider-Man
like,
hits despair. It's
Spider
okay.
well, not only that, but like Superman's leaving and Spider-Man can look out and be like, wow, like that flying thing he does is so cool. And it doesn't diminish
No, it's
Spider-Man
very
because that's just
authentic.
who he is.
Exactly.
Right? Like it doesn't like be like, wow, like he idolizes him. That's so not in keeping character. And they're just
Yeah,
blah,
it's
blah.
not
No,
like
no,
they
no.
like Superman.
Marvel-
I believe in you.
Yeah, Marvel can do this and it's fine because
Yeah.
he's Spider-Man. And then there's one other thing. I don't know if you noticed that advertisement for the Jonathan Hickman, Adam Kubert, Spider-Man #1 Long Way Home.
I heard of it, but I didn't see the ad for it.
I'm just saying, like they have an ad for it, and I was just like, I wonder if you're
that's right.
excited
It's
for it at all.
Yeah, I am. I think it's in another universe.
What,
Like I don't think it's in continuity.
so.
Yeah.
At this point, don't you just want good stories? Like,
Yeah.
do you like? Does it? Why does the
Yes.
continuity care
I'm just saying.
at this point?
I'm just saying it is in another universe.
Okay,
That's all.
okay.
And it's playing with the characters who are appearing in the movie. So it's like, here you go.
Yeah,
So like, yeah, okay, that's cool.
but it's Adam Kubert too.
Yeah, I mean, you put a Kubert on a book, I'm gonna buy it. And Hickman writing Spider-Man again, and in another universe, maybe he's married. Who knows? I don't care. I don't need Spider-Man to be married in every book I read. I'm just saying, like, it's just funny. But yeah, no, I mean, like, it's a good idea, good plan. I hope it's good.
Yeah, me
wanna read
too.
it.
Me too. So
But yeah.
what's your book of the week?
Oh, it's this. It's book of the week right here. This thing. See it? It's book of the year.
It was quite good. I really wanted to say that it was going to be Event Horizon Inferno because I thought it was a fantastic
Top
showing.
marks.
Really had a good job with
Honorable
it.
mention.
But the fact is, it's like I thoroughly enjoyed almost everything in this book. Like
Me
I
too.
really had a good time reading through all of these. And again, I'm just thrilled that Marvel and DC have been able to continue doing this endeavor.
Yes.
And I'm so thankful for it. Like obviously it could stop at any time.
Yeah,
But like I'm just thankful for what we have.
True.
We're
We're getting some trades.
Yeah,
to collect them all.
I'm very excited for the trades. I'm excited for anything else that they want to throw out
Yeah,
there
you want to
and-
make some more?
into the world. Like, very excited for that. But again, like, even if we don't for a while,
That's okay.
you know what? Like, no, it's not okay. I would like more, but like, super like ecstatic for what we have.
Yeah, these were great. These were all really good and strong showings, despite them even being kind of weird.
Yeah.
Like Batman Deadpool's.
Right.
But yeah, Marvel and DC are each coming out with their own collected volumes of their crossovers. So there's going to be 2 Batman, Deadpool, Spider-Man, Superman trades. One from Marvel, one from DC.
So it's going to collect Batman,
it's-
Deadpool, and Superman, Spider-Man together.
Yes.
Okay.
So this book, Superman or Spider-Man, Superman will be out with Deadpool, Batman. So the Zeb Wells, Greg Capullo, Batman Deadpool book, which is called Deadpool
That's
Batman.
such a good way to do this.
Yes. So there's gonna be 2 of them. They are horribly titled. They're not called like character. They're called like the name of the first Batman like whatever title they were given.
Okay.
So like
so we'll all just have to keep an eye out for it.
yes,
and
I've already pre-ordered them. They're available on League of Comic
so you
Geeks.
can pre-order them.
You can pre-order the volumes. They're going to make trades and hardcovers.
So
knowing these 2, they probably won't keep them in print. So I would pick them up if you want them.
Yes. So what we're saying though is that like if you have a local comic book store, call them up and tell them you'd like to pre-order this. They can probably do that for you.
Yeah.
And if you don't use a local comic book store, go to a place like League of Comic Book Geeks, or even try on Amazon to see if you can't pre-order this so that you ensure that you get your copy of them. And again, don't forget, it will be 2 different volumes. One from DC that has the Batman Deadpool and the Superman Spider-Man, and then one from Marvel, which will have the Spider-Man Superman and the Deadpool Batman.
Yeah, the DC one is called The Cosmic Kiss Caper and Other Stories.
That's the DC one?
That's what the DC one is called, because
Okay.
that's the name of the Grant Morrison
It's called
Batman
the
Deadpool.
Cosmic
Kiss
Kiss Caper
and Other Stories.
and Other Stories.
Yeah.
So you can look out for the Cosmic Kiss Caper if you want the DC one.
Yep.
And again, we don't know if these are going to be reprinted at any point in time, so it may behoove you
Yeah.
to get them before resellers do.
Yeah. Also, not to be outdone, I believe JLA Avengers is getting facsimile reprints. So they're going to reissue I think it's all 4 issues of JLA Avengers, but it won't be it's not collected in this yet. Hopefully we're going to get another hardcover of it. I would like to see that. I don't see that happening. But we'll see. I don't remember what the hell the other Marvel one is called, but it's
If we find the other Marvel one, we'll let you know what it is. But at least you know what the DC one is and how ridiculous it is.
Yes. Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, those will come out soon.
Perfect. So while Sal's looking that up, I'm going to start looking at our super chats, because our show, as always, is brought to you
by you,
by all of you.
I can't find it. I won't find it.
That's all right. Maybe we'll find it at another point in time.
Yeah, just Google it.
But I'm going to say Lex of Power says the latest crossover we thought was excellent. Main story was great. Ben Grimm's story I personally dug, as well as the Lana and Gwen story, and Miles and Clark was fun too. I want more of these, please.
Me too. Tell
Agreed.
them by buying it, and contact your comic book people on social media. They think that's still a thing and is a good way to measure popularity. So let them know you want more, because as we've always said for 20 years now, I've been like, it's money on the table, it's free dollars, it's always the #1 book of the year.
Mm-hmm.
It's the #2 book of it's both books of the year for everybody.
Yep.
Just keep doing it every year, or I'll take every other year if you want to do like a bigger one, or maybe one book that's the crossover with that's 40 pages of exploration of the characters. Anyway, yes.
Yes, do it. Alex Sanchez says, anyone hear about the Dennis Camp situation? Huge fan of the guy and his work. He's always very nice online, but wow, is he getting railroaded by the comic grifters? I'm just glad you guys aren't grifters.
Well, we're glad that we're not grifters too. It's just it's second nature for a lot of people. I'm very happy to say that I find the concept of trying to farm or manufacture or mine outrage for profit to be repugnant, and it would just ring inauthentic, though. I mean, the reality is grifters who do this strike me as inauthentic, but some people mistake that for charisma. I don't know what that's all about, but I'm sure the measurement of it will be studied for decades to come. But Dennis Camp said some shit on social media and got people upset, and that's I don't know, don't do that. Like like if you have an opinion, don't share it with anybody.
I don't know about that.
I agree.
This is not what the show is.
That's not what we do here.
For.
But yes, I heard about it. I saw it on our Discord.
I don't like anybody. Like I don't know.
The reality
like
is the response to it.
I didn't see it firsthand,
Yeah,
so I also don't want to say anything.
Yeah, based on
it. But it's just like I just don't like. Don't like. Listen, he said something
you don't agree with, or you don't.
But like, don't threaten them.
Don't threaten lives.
Don't threaten people. Like we've already seen like from this community over like plot points.
Mm-hmm.
Like creators being like they don't need that.
Yeah, be the change you'd like to see.
Right. Like,
so
again, I didn't see it firsthand.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. Bubba says, all right.
Jenny
God.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, good.
Earlier today, I read Amazing Spider-Man Renew Your Vows, number 6 and 7, a series I found out about through the Off the Rack 10 years ago. Nice. That's right. Jerry Conway wrote the Renew Your Vows ongoing series with Ryan Stegman.
Oh, really?
Wow. Yeah, that's right. And it was great.
Oh, that's awesome.
Thank you, Bubba.
All right. Matt Sherlock says, I love the soup noir story for the Golden Age callbacks and for all the WTF crosses also in the issue. I think the next Spidey movie with be a gang war story or
I think that it will be a gang war story. We'll see.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I certainly expect to see a number of characters appear who would instigate one. So yeah.
All right. Whoops, I put that back up. I'm getting used to this, guys. I'm sorry. Here we go. Got it.
Yep. Drew Markham says, good evening.
Good evening
to you too. Hope you two are doing well. Just wanted to shout out Ryan North Flash run. Only 2 issues in, and might be my favorite new series.
Oh, it's amazing. Love that.
Very good.
Love that. All right. Unpheasant says, Ben 10 starts my 6th. Everyone should get it. Or it starts May 6th. Everyone should get it.
That's right. Dynamite is coming out with a Ben 10 series.
Ooh.
And debuts on May 6th. If you are of a mind, I know that the creators involved are very excited about it.
Yeah, and I know, and I feel like people are like very nostalgic for
time.
Ben 10.
Oh, yeah. No.
So hopefully if you
I missed
pick
the
that
boat
up
on Ben 10, but I had maybe one day I'll tell that story again, but I had a very odd encounter with a person who was a Ben 10 fan and had a very interesting conspiracy theory about that show.
What?
Black Lepard says, I got a chance to meet Jed McKay this weekend at Calgary Comic Expo. Nice. Good. Super cool guy. Hope we get to see more of his work on back issues in the future. Agreed. I also hope that'd be nice.
Agreed. Jose Campos says, hey Sal, watch the Simpsons Futurama vid the other day. Just curious, what are your dad Futurama episodes?
My favorite Futurama episodes probably have to be I love the Devil's Hands episode.
Okay, I see.
Yes, Time for the Drum Solo. That's amazing. They're all amazing, but there are some that are like standouts. The Devil's Hands, one of my favorite. I know it's the last episode of
Globetrotters.
Globetrotters is great. Yeah. I haven't watched it in a long time, but I do love that show, or at least I liked it until the new stuff. I don't know why that is. But those new movies were not great.
As you can tell, Sal doesn't like new things sometimes.
Well, those new things are like 15 years old, so it's like even those aren't new.
That's fair. All things super. I will Venmo Sal cash to read Absolute Superman.
No, don't do that. I'll eventually read it. We have the trades. I'll take a look at them.
Hulkzilla says, is Jason Todd similar to Kraven the Hunter in the sense that their most interesting and arguably best or iconic stories are the ones where they die?
100%. Yeah.
Wow.
Unless you are, the one person watching this show who knows 5 or 6 Kraven the Hunter stories, the best one is the one where he dies. It's the one that puts them on the map.
Yeah.
And then takes him right off of it. Jason Todd, same deal. I couldn't care less about Jason unless he's in the ground.
Yikes.
Irons Comics
Yeah.
says, is Tiff...
Hi, Sound.
Hi, Sound Tiff. My investment in Absolute Wonder Woman has unfortunately dwindled. Diana doesn't feel like she's ever really challenged, and the big villain, Veronica Cale, feels more inept than smart. I think she is. I think she's more real. It's funny. I think we're coming up to it. I think you're jumping off right at the worst time, because I think we're going to see Diana challenged in those ways coming up. I don't know that for a fact. I can't speak to it, but I will say next issue we'll see. As far as Veronica Cale goes, I also think that like she's depicted as kind of like realistic. I'm glad that she's not like Lex Luthor, where it's like she's superhumanly untouchable and and flawless. Like Lex has become so like beefed up over the decades, and that I think Lex has fans. Not like they're rooting for him, but they're like, I love Lex. He's so awesome. He can't be stopped. And it's like, Cale is like, Cale's a villain.
Yeah, I assume it's like she might seem inept because she wasn't anticipating this.
Exactly.
Like she wasn't.
She's used to dealing in like a world that predisposed to evil.
Yeah, and now she's like, oh, okay. So she's like readjusting her plans.
Yeah, that's true.
Which is going to make her more dangerous, I feel like.
But
I understand. It's fair.
Yeah.
Hunter Lang says, I hope you guys are doing, or guys' day is going well. Would you guys ever do JLA Justice on back issues?
Yeah.
There you go. There you have
Me
it.
too, bud. Thank you. David Day Schultz says, the only thing I like about Paul is that they didn't name him something like Sal or Ethan. Imagine commenters saying Sal ruined Spider-Man. I mean, just give me a Spider-Man book and people will say that anyway.
You're like, I'll try.
I appreciate that. Thank you. Yeah. But then it wouldn't have been a hilarious joke about Peter, Paul, and Mary, or about paying Peter to spite Paul or whatever. Her, Paul. Anyway, moving on. Thrown Identity. What are the gold spinner racks in the background? Now, I appreciate my ghost account, Thrown Identity, for setting us up for that beautiful segue. No, thank you, Jeff, for that very kind comment. And I'm sorry that you encountered some issues with the super chats. Please don't feel free to use them, but you don't have to do that. You know it is. But these are awards we received from the Comic Book Community Awards, which is actually this little magnet, the Comic Book Community Awards from 2025, and really more you. Like, you guys were the reason why there's no fewer than 4 up here, and I think there's 1 or 2 over there. But yes, we won at least 5 awards from the Comic Book Community Awards for any variety of reasons. You can see, one of them was for shorts, which I was like, I don't know about that, but I think that the comic book community came out in force and was like, hey, whatever your name is on. I'm like, no, not all of them.
No.
But we didn't. Which, by the way, we didn't sweep them. We didn't win every award we were nominated for. So I'm happy to say there was some democracy involved.
Good. I'm glad.
But I want to thank you guys for allowing us to have these beautiful golden statues that we have here on the set. I thought it'd be a nice opportunity to just kind of showcase them. A lot of creators who were involved in that award ceremony have theirs on sets, and I thought, well, we have a set. I can put them up here.
Put them on there.
And I put them on this beautiful Ninja Turtle set that I have here.
Yay! Turtles.
You got me that.
I did.
That play set.
Queeler Reads? James Gunn just canceled the Authority movie.
Yeah, it wasn't just. It was earlier today. Basically,
but that is just.
Yeah, I guess that's true. Well, sometimes we're doing the show and they're like, this thing that just happened, like literally just now. But in this case, Gunn said like it's far off, like it might not happen, and it's like that was part of the lineup. You introduced the engineer in your Superman movie to set up your Authority movie. Now you're not even doing it. And he was like, and I was never going to direct it. I'm like, yeah, right. Yeah. Uh-oh. I mean, good. Like, I don't want an Authority movie necessarily.
I still say uh-oh.
But it's a bad sign. I mean, Warner Brothers is ruined, so who knows?
Uh-oh.
Red Snarf. I said
Snarl.
Oh, I thought it was an F. So, Red Snarf. Hi, Sound Tiv, long time listener, first time donator. That's why I thought it was Snarf, because I read it wrong. I've never seen it before.
Sorry.
Thank you, Red Snarl.
Thank you.
First time donator. Do you think OMD, one more day, would ever happen if Pete were married to Gwen? The more time goes by, the more I feel like it was part of some shipping war. That's actually an interesting theory. I know that Quesada had every intention of bringing Gwen back to life in the deal of One More Day. Like, part of it was like, yeah, bring back Harry and Gwen. And it's like, dude, your bias is showing. I I wonder, because I know that like people were mad when Peter married Mary Jane because it was forced, because it came out of the blue.
Mhm.
And it did. And it was. I'm the first one to admit it. I wasn't there when it happened.
Mhm.
I certainly wasn't reading when it happened, but I certainly wasn't there. And so I inherited the marriage. So when I got there, all the good stories were being written. That being said, I've read the old stories too, and those are good too. So it's like, I don't care how it happened. I just care that it was good,
Mhm.
And that's my argument with like Brand New Day and stuff. It's like, look, one way or another, like, if you genuinely, truly believe as an authority figure of your company that Peter is a better character not being married, then prove it by writing great stories.
Yeah.
And they haven't yet,
Mm.
unless they feature Superman for some reason. But I rest my case. But I do think, yes, I think that if Peter had married Gwen, they would have been like, well, that's sacred. Now, all the things that people say now about Mary Jane, Quesada and company would have said about why Gwen and Peter can never be unmarried. They would have likened it like Reed and Sue. Yeah, 100%.
Interesting. Dwayne Simpson says, "Love you guys. Just wanted to show support.
You're
Well,
too kind,
appreciate
Dwayne.
it.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so
man.
much.
Appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you for supporting us." Sean Technomizer Conwell missed
Got
the
it.
last week's stream, but loved Absolute Scarecrow. Still holding out for Mad Hatter and Clayface. I think that's coming. Definitely Clayface, but Mad Hatter would be awesome. Hoping we eventually see Raven, Starfire, Doom Patrol, Constantine, Swamp Thing, and Firestorm 2. I think you will. I think that's happening. I think this universe has got legs. We'll see.
Oh, well, I like that. Image Zero says, "C-pop, woo. Early recommendation for Free Comic Book Day. Ram V, Aaron Cagle, and Anand RK are dropping a preview of their new black and white graphic novel series called Decidium. That's awesome. The Cagle art tease looks unbelievable. I
I'll
can't wait to
bet.
see that. I can't wait to see
it
that.
either.
That's amazing.
It sounds awesome.
That does sound awesome. I don't want to have to say that again, though.
No.
Decidium?
Decidium.
I don't even know if I'm saying
You
that
said it.
correctly.
You said it twice.
But is that right? Who knows? Not me, but that sounds amazing. Cagle's work was great. I loved Romby and Cagle working together.
100%.
So can't wait. Can't wait.
I agree. Danby 900. I can't believe how good these last two issues of Superman were when you're right about being the best Spider-Man book on the stands. You can tell Williamson as having so much fun writing it. I agree. I think, Williamson, he loves Spider-Man. So I think he's like infusing a lot of his Spider-Man energy into this book.
I see. Joshy says, Rivals Blood Hunt update for Tiffany. Thank you. If you increase the difficulty level, there'll be more levels to that mode. You can fight Dracula. Okay. Because that was like, they painted it to be like, you're going to fight Dracula. There was this apparently this long running story after the Blood Hunt arc that Rivals did.
Yeah.
In which, I guess Kingpin had taken Dracula and put him away, and he was accidentally unleashed. And so it's there's this other mode where you are basically fighting hordes of vampires.
Okay.
With
cool.
a select amount of characters.
Yeah.
And just fighting all together.
Right.
But you fight Capwolf in it.
Oh, that's cool.
And I was like, but where's Dracula?
Right.
And it's because you have to increase the level. Okie dokie.
If you're wondering what they're talking about, check out youtube.com/@ComicPopPlays or twitch.tv/ComicPop. Check out what they're talking about, because Tiffany plays video games on Tuesdays and Wednesdays, typically on those channels. Simultaneously streams at the same stream. But yeah, even playing a little bit of Marvel Rivals.
I have.
Warrior Demon
Dante
Dante says, I'm so excited for a Batman and Wonder Woman book, especially fresh off the heels of Absolute Team Up. Not thrilled it's attached to Hush. This could have been a book all on its own. I agree. I think it should have been a book on its own, and I think it will kind of be considered it, because I don't think Hattush is going to have legs. So yeah, I think people are just going to be like, oh, remember that awesome Jeff Loeb book with Wonder Woman that Jim Chung drew? And also there was this other sequel. But
Tunage says, what do you think is key to creating a comic book or comic character, visually or narratively, or what is something specific you want to see more of in a brand new comic book character created today?
I mean, it needs a number of factors, but the key at the end of the day, at the core, is story and relatability. The character needs to be relatable on some conceivable level. It could be thematic, it could be ideological, but you need to be able to connect with the character on some level, and then depends on what people are looking for. Some people want a character who's awesome and strong. That's how they connect with characters, and it's just a wish fulfillment. For some people, want a character that reminds them of themselves, or someone that they want to be, or someone that they could imagine themselves being. That's one way to consider it. And then because comics are a visual medium, you need the character to look good. You need a visual identity that like is cool. Like, especially if it's a caped character. Like you need an iconic look.
What is that?
I don't know.
You can't just say those words.
Sure you can.
No,
it's just,
because things just become iconic.
They do, but
like they're seemingly like
right. But like
there isn't always a reason.
No, that's true. That's true. But I think there are. I know what it isn't. You know what I mean?
What isn't?
Well, like shoulder pads and stuff like that. Like just trappings.
I think the key to visually designing your characters, there's a couple of philosophies here, depending on the medium that you're working into. Like for a lot of like illustration or video game art, you see a lot of people do a silhouette, where it's like if the silhouette isn't interesting enough,
right? Or you can't identify them.
Yeah, like then it's not going to work.
It's Pikachu.
But I would say also, like, as you were putting the characters look together, like put it together, and if you're like, this looks amazing, then do a few iterations of it where you take some stuff away and see if it's
even more strong.
Yeah, like see if you really need all the stuff that you have on it.
And I think, if I may, it needs to, in a similar vein to what you're talking about, what you're kind of like heading towards, is like you need the look to match the tone of the character and the story you're telling. If you're doing like Hellblazer, with Constantine, giving him a spandex superhero suit is not going to work. But would I say that a character, a member of the DC Pantheon who wears a ruffled trench coat and red tie, is that iconic? I don't know. Like I wouldn't have initially said that,
right?
But it is for him because of how relevant it is to the character, how core it is to that character. Now it's like unmistakably Constantine, as opposed to it being like Superman on a particularly windy day.
Yeah.
So, or Clark Kent, I mean.
Yeah.
So
I agree.
Here we go.
I got it.
Induced Fear.
Oh, you have it there.
Says, ain't nothing better than some comic pop to get me through a leg day at the gym. Stay awesome, homies. You too, man. Thank you.
And thank you so much.
And of course, never skip leg day. But thank you so much for your generosity. Thanks for being here. Thanks for letting us come with you to the gym.
Yeah, this is the most amount of gym that either of us has gotten
seen or been near
like
for
months.
the last months. Yeah, it's true. Need to get back.
So thank you for taking us to the gym. We actually really needed this.
Yeah, we did. I did need to get my gym on. But thanks, man. Appreciate it. Appreciate
this
you.
Might be the problem why I don't go to the gym. That was me working out.
Yep.
What was
and
that?
And you're winded.
How dare you?
Thank you for that.
Hulkzilla says, Spider-Man, your uncle died. Spidey, or Superman, your uncle died. Spidey, your parents died, but then didn't. Superman, your aunt was about to. Spidey, we don't talk about that.
We don't talk about that. It's true.
Thank you, Hulkzilla.
Thank you. Thank you for that. Tea Time 480 says, ComicPop woo to you as well. Loved both crossovers, but I think the main Marvel story was better, while DC had the more cool side stories.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's fair.
Interesting. Maurice Patrick says, we'd be friends. And the fact that we got to see that in the DC Marvel crossover is just
that's
chef's
true.
Kiss.
Yeah, it is kind of tied in where it's like they would have been friends. See?
Yes, they would have. 100% they would have.
Confirmation.
Matt Sherlock.
Matt Sherlock says, once read that Thor is Marvel Superman. Thoughts? Nah. In terms of power, maybe. And certainly in terms of like one-to-one, like putting the characters next to each other, like visually, sure. In terms of powerhouses, but not in terms of like what they represent for the company, what they represent for their respective teams.
Sure.
But if you're going to do JLA Avengers, you have Superman fight Thor.
Right. But maybe like the difference here too is that like, Thor being related to like the Norse mythology and Vikings could go into a berserker's rage.
It's true. I mean, certainly Thor admitted to having it in War for the Realms. I think he's having one when the characters are all commenting on it. So yeah, your beloved Jason Aaron talked about that in the book. Nightwing Forever, what's your least favorite to favorite of the Batman, Deadpool, and Superman, Spider-Man main stories? Yeah, that's interesting.
Oh my gosh.
Now we got 4 of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't have a list, but Sal might.
Yeah, probably this one is number 1.
Uh-huh.
Followed by the Cosmic Kiss Caper for number 2. That's the Grant Morrison Batman Deadpool.
Uh-huh.
And then I think probably, I don't know. It's interesting. I loved the Deadpool Batman crossover with Zeb Wells. I thought that was really fun. But I think I'm going to give it to Superman Spider-Man, and then Batman Deadpool, but they're all Deadpool Batman, but they're all really, really strong. Like they're all kind of like any particular day they could edge out the other. Because also, I don't have a really vested interest in Batman Deadpool. I'm not like, oh my god, this book, I've been waiting for it forever. But I was waiting for a crossover for 21 years, so I have a lot of affinity for Deadpool Batman. So
That's very fair. Hulkzilla says, here's the team up idea: Crypto the Superdog and the radioactive spider that bit Peter Parker. Either that or the Spider God.
sure. I think Marie Javins would be like, yeah, that sounds like a great idea.
Get Jeff in there.
Yeah, get Jeff in there too.
I mean, that's just
They did it.
good. That's just good advice.
Yeah. Crypto and Jeff. That was a great idea.
Just always get Jeff in there.
Yeah.
Hulkzilla back to say we need an absolute marvel. If we can finally get Kelly Thompson to write her own Spider-Man.
Yeah. I mean, she was on Amazing Spider-Man a little bit. Wasn't great, but it wasn't her fault. But yes, I would like to see Kelly Thompson on just on an unblemished Spider. Give her any Spider-Man book, and I would like to read it. Tea Time 480, Kara roasting Ghost Spider and the million spider characters was fun and a bit cathartic.
Yeah.
It's true. Yeah, making fun of the fact that like, there's a million of you people. I'm like, yeah, agreed.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I
She,
know.
but she's like, I just wanted to meet the real one.
I wanted to meet the real
original. I wanted the OG, not
Yeah.
the real one. I want the OG.
Right. I'm like, fair.
Matt Sherlock back to say, I wouldn't be surprised if Thor/Superman have intergalactic churches in their respective universes, if only because when you pray to them, they show up.
That's true. It's funny. There is a church for Superman in Dark Knight Returns universe, in this Frank Miller universe. The first church of the last son of Krypton, I believe.
Interesting.
RK says, sorry, I was a little late to that stream. I like
okay.
Superman 37. I just found it weird that the Kents are so okay with Prime, given that they are the only ones that remember him killing their other son, Connor. Yeah, that's a good point. Although I don't know if, I mean, like, it's been a long time. I don't feel like today's Kents are depicted as considering themselves the son of Connor. But, if you're a Connor fan, how dare I say that?
Well, the Kents would definitely not be the son of Connor.
I mean, the parents of Connor.
Oh, Warrior Demon Dante says, will Tiffany ever catch up on Poison Ivy? She hopes so. What? Will we ever get her doing Poison Ivy on back issues? Stay tuned to ComicPop Z.
Yes.
I like
Good Dragon Ball Z.
I did that. I like that. I picked it up way too late.
Yeah.
But I think I got there.
Yeah. Last time on Dragon Ball Z, Goku charged up for another 22 minutes. Next time on Dragon Ball Z, 3 minutes of footage from the next episode.
Yeah. We gotta remind you. We gotta think about it.
We gotta tease you.
We gotta be thinking like, listen, I gotta be charging up and also be thinking about the fact that the other guy is probably stronger and possibly also charging up, and maybe what his move might be. Oh, and what is he looking at?
Yeah.
While also someone else on the ground is thinking about those two people looking at each other.
Yeah.
It is important.
Yes, that is all Dragon Ball Z.
It
Did we just replicate the entire series for you?
Listen, I watched a lot. Super Casual Pleb says, what series are you guys reading that isn't on anyone's radar? Mine is Deadly Hands of Kunlun from Marvel.
Nice.
Well, I hope that Event Horizon's on people's
radar now.
radar, and so the same thing with Twilight Zone.
Yeah. Probably Turtles. I've been reading Turtles for a couple of years now. Not a lot of people talking about it. They should be though.
They should be. I
Fun
agree.
stuff.
I agree. And Power Fantasy.
Great series. Maybe over. Who knows? No, it's not.
What's not? It's literally not. Sonic Jr. says, hey, ComicPop crew.
What up?
Just finished reading Tom Taylor's Nightwing run, and it made me feel like Dick as a character. Hope to see you guys cover it. And then corrected themselves, which you did not have to do in a super chat, but we
No.
appreciate it.
Oh,
It says,
thank you.
really like Dick as a character.
I like him
Oops.
too. Yeah. And I
I
think-
thought you were saying that you got
like you-
so into the character.
felt
I was
like
like,
him.
oh, that's like great.
Yeah, that's really cool. But I'm glad you like him anyway.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, it's a great series, and I also liked him as a character, and I thought it was a really nice, fun depiction of him. I don't think the book sold very well as it went on because, and it's the problem that Marvel brings up all the time, which is just like, if you don't fear for your character, you'll probably quit.
That's fair.
Yeah. Like,
And
if
sucks.
Daredevil just eats a ham sandwich and has a really nice day, you're going to go, oh, I guess I can quit now.
I hope that Sam was great.
Well, it looks like it was based on how the art was depicted. He looks like, yeah, he really enjoyed it.
Fair.
End of story.
Whoops. Sorry.
End of character forever. But yeah, we'll talk about it one day. I wanted to talk about it, but I've never done a Nightwing book on the show, so I wanted to do the Bloodhaven arc, the first one.
Oh.
480 Camp getting attacked because of D-bags weaponized a tweet to mean something else. is lunacy. The guy shouldn't be threatened. He's a good egg. I don't think anybody should be threatened. The reality is I don't think anybody should be like taken, like, no, like, the problem was somebody took like his schedule and was like, oh, get him. And I'm like,
that's
what are you,
like,
nuts?
don't do that. Like, stop
Like,
yourself right now. Don't.
You
Don't.
failed as a person.
Nope. Nope. Completely unnecessary.
Tea Time for Radio returns.
Saying, hi, Sal. Have you ever checked out Radiant Black? I remember you remember you really not being about it from the jump back when it came out. Any particular reason beyond the book not interesting you?
I just wasn't interested, but I mean, I did read it. Like, I read the first few issues. I want to say when it first came out, I was like, well, let's take a look at this.
Okay.
And I appreciate what it was doing, and I'm glad that Kyle's having a great time working on it. It's his baby, and it's certainly become a phenomenon to some degree. And I just initially I was just like, okay, whatever. But I have had a chance to read more of it over the years, and I appreciate what Kyle's doing with it. And I think that it's a great looking book, and I think that it's a fun concept. I think it's a great answer that no one's been able to produce yet to Invincible. Like Invincible's like, here's this thing. It's a kind of parody, not parody, but like a culmination of relatable superhero comics from a guy who was raised on them. And then it's like, but if I don't want that, what do I get? It's like, you get Radiant Black. Radiant Black is like an answer to that. And I think that's successful, and I think it should be. I'll read more of it. I need to get it. Yeah, that's all. I haven't really read enough of it to speak intelligently on the subject, unfortunately. Question for both Sal and Tiffany. Do you two and everyone else from Comic Pop are so good at analyzing stories, characters, themes, and articulating them with confidence to back it up? How do you do it? I don't know. I've always liked telling stories and talking. That does a lot of heavy lifting.
I appreciate that you kind of put us all on the same level. I don't look at it like that. Like, Sal studied literature and English, and he's always had a very analytical mind. Like, just hearing from friends from high school and stuff like that. Like, he's just always had an analytical mind when it came to story, whether it be comic books or movies. Ethan, also very analytical in a different way, very science-based, but also brings that acumen to the world of like fiction and story. And then there's me and Ben.
Right.
And we are just me and Ben.
No.
And so I appreciate that. But listen, here's an example of something where it was just like, yes, sometimes like I read something and like maybe it turns out to be something that a lot of people end up like enjoying. Yay for me. But it's not like I'm looking at it, I'm thinking like, oh, I can see all the gear. It's like, this just feels special. It's like a feeling, right?
Exactly.
Sal's is very analytical mind. It's like a feeling. Today, or maybe it was yesterday. I think it was today was the day that I realized, I'm going to share this with all of you. I'm going to be vulnerable with everybody, that in BioShock, Andrew Ryan, his name, Andrew Ryan, Ayn Rand. I was like, oh. I mean, I knew the Ayn Randian reference, like on the world itself, but I didn't think about it so directly to the character. I was like, hi, me from how many years ago?
Yeah. I haven't thought about BioShock in a decade, so like I don't know if I can even like say whether I made that connection or not. That's a very interesting observation.
No, it's not. No,
I think so. You're very analytical in your own way. I mean, certainly because of your artistic background, like you're very you can see you have a lot of like actual knowledge, and you apply that to your interpretations of whether it's story or visual cues. Like you recognize, influential pieces and or homages and references, and you also understand the like kind of contextual references that are being made within either the story or the visual cues of the books, which is invaluable, and it's something that brings to the table something that no one else from the crew can handle.
Well, you're very sweet.
And it's why you're best suited to like host a show of back issues, because like you don't get hung up on the details, but you do focus on like the inner workings and the greater meaning of the piece.
It's all about the emotional stakes.
And Ben is also in his own way, like he's very detail oriented, and he can also pick up on things. Like he's very good at pattern recognition.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and we don't mean that in a oh, we're just kind of cheaping out on that. No. Like in like, and
Ben will be able to tell you the end of a story or who's going to be like the twist villain
It's
if
wa-
there is one.
it's funny. He's like
Or he'll think it's someone else. Like he usually gets.
he's
like,
either got it spot on or it's like
or it's
not,
completely
like,
unrelated.
right, and that's wild. But I was gonna say the pattern recognition also makes him exceptional at like platformer games.
Ben is great at not only racing games but platforming games. Dude can like, yeah. No, it's true.
Spectacular.
Yeah.
Spectacular. Anyway, we got 2 more from Hulkzilla here. So funny enough, on your Thor Superman comment, I am reminded of the Thor scene in the comic Daredevil Born Again, which you talked about with reverence.
Yeah, it's a great image. But it's also like it's scary. Like DD sees these guys, he puts Thor on the same level as like Captain America and Iron Man. He's like, these people are above me.
Amazing. And then back to say, do you guys ever build a ham sandwich?
I don't know any other way to do it. You have to build a sandwich. I don't really say build. I say scaffold. I scaffold a sandwich. But no, that's a reference to our Venom episode where Mary Jane comes back to like the move party because they're all moving into. They're having a move party for Pete and Mary Jane into their new apartment, and she's like, "Well, we're gonna go back and build some more sandwiches while you guys work on these." And I was like, "Who builds a sandwich? What a weird expression." I love when like a writer's eccentricities get like woven into the work, and so a character will say something you've never heard in your life, and you know that like Michelini thought it was just like a thing people say because he uses it in his daily life.
Ethan builds a sandwich.
He does now because of that reference. He makes that reference now.
I'm just saying, but I've seen him build.
Ethan constructs a sandwich.
I have seen him construct
Ethan
a sandwich.
blueprints a sandwich. No, because that's a different kind of thing.
I have seen that happen.
Yeah.
Matt,
We've all seen that happen.
Matt Sherlock back to say, stop taking things from Peter. He needs to be happy in order to make taking it away have any impact.
That's true.
Yes.
Or threaten to take it away. He doesn't have to lose it for him to be afraid or upset or find his strength. You know, they threatened to kill Aunt May for like 70 years.
I like the Spider God having personality in the Miles book and tying it to avatars like Night.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks a
and
lot.
Red Rat Guy said, "Hey guys, I've been waiting all week to hear your thoughts on Superman, Spider-Man because my friends are calling me crazy."
Oh.
Did it feel a little bit like a pitch for a romance comic or not?
I didn't really get that. I mean, maybe the Lana Gwen story. I don't know. I didn't really get it.
I think they mean specifically the Superman, Spider-Man.
Not really.
I mean, I felt like it was
pick that up.
I felt like it was, if it was anything, it was a brotherly love.
It's certainly a bromance.
It was a bromance,
But
1,000%.
I didn't get it. I
No
didn't
one
get any
says
sexual
that
tension
anymore, but
between
I
Pete and Clark. No.
yeah. No,
I
I
didn't really get
definitely
that.
got like,
I'm sorry.
I mean, he did bring him home to meet his parents.
Yeah, that's true. Maybe I should reevaluate. But thank you all so much for your generosity. and your
Appreciate
support.
that.
We do really, really appreciate you.
But now we're going to talk about the books that are coming out this week that you can go and pick up.
That's
Sal,
right.
what do you got?
Oh man, we're very excited.
Oh, never
about
mind.
this.
I got something. It's
Okay.
Zatanna #1.
Yay!
Folks, I am so excited for this book. I can't wait. Jamal Campbell back on Zatanna for the DC Next Level. Amazing.
Yes.
And it's just Jamal Campbell, just like with the last one. Writer and artist on this. I can't wait to go on the adventure.
Hell yeah. Let's see. Oh my god. Let's see here. Skinbreaker #8 is coming out. I think this is the last issue, but who can tell? I've been reading this book. I enjoy this book, and I guess I'll continue to pimp it out until I don't see any more solicits for
I'm
it.
sorry, is Free Comic Book Day this Saturday?
It's the first Saturday in May, which I believe is this Saturday. Yes.
Oh, is it?
So,
My goodness.
But according to Marvel, they're calling it a comics giveaway day. Eat me. 2026 Armageddon X-Men #1. This is a gorgeous Ryan Stegman cover.
Oh, well, that makes sense, though, because Diamond invented it.
Yeah, and Diamond don't exist no more.
So it's
So now
comics.
it's just comics give because I guess the company that was Diamond or is Diamond owns Free Comic Book Day. The
Yeah.
name. So now it's comics giveaway day. It rolls off the tongue. I'm gonna pick up that Batman Wonder Woman #1. Hooray! That's that book we were talking about.
Yes.
Coming out in 2 days.
Yes.
Also, Swamp Thing 89
How
#1.
dare you?
I've been waiting for this book too.
Okay.
Everyone's waiting for this book. What you were? What? Tell us about it.
No, go ahead. It's all you. I'm really disappointed that they put this under Black Label.
Well, it should have been Vertigo
Yeah.
because it was a Vertigo book.
I mean, it wasn't originally, but it became one.
Yeah. This is Rick Veitch's and Michael Zuli's original pitch /
Mhm.
comic for Swamp Thing to meet Jesus Christ.
It's got the lamb right there.
We got to read this.
No, it's fine. You can read it. I won't read it. Oh my god, I forgot all about Planet She-Hulk. I'm sorry, Planet She-Hulk.
It's still happening?
No, yeah, it's still there. It's still there.
Looks like it's over.
It's completely still there. I'm so sorry. I feel bad. Oh, see, here's a free comic book day thing. From the Energon universe.
Oh yeah, look at that.
You could grab that.
Cool.
What else you got?
There's a next
Passion of the Swamp Thing. I love that.
There's a free comic day next level issue.
Yes, there is. Are you gonna be reading Doom 2099, Rage of Doom?
I don't know. Probably not.
Probably not.
Let's see.
What do you think?
I don't know. Not probably not.
but,
really
it's,
care.
but it's $20.99. I don't know.
Yeah, that doesn't always work.
There's going to
for me.
be a giveaway day, 2026 Alien Predator and Planet of the Apes #1.
Yes. That's. I think it's like a smattering, like showing you the Fox Properties books.
Comics giveaway day also for Something Is Killing the Children.
Huh.
So if you are Something Is Killing the Children fan, you might be on the lookout for that.
Yeah. Hey, remember that Elvira Harley Quinn book? Issue 6 comes out.
Amazing. So by the way, if you are going to Free Comic Book Day or Comics Giveaway Day or whatever it is, and you have a family and you're looking for maybe some young reader friendly stuff, there's going to be Spidey and Amazing Friends. It looks like Jeff centric. It's little. It's cute. There's going to be Lego Batman. And then for maybe the slightly older DC and Sonic the Hedgehog.
No, anybody can read that. There's nothing objectionable in that.
There you
whatsoever.
go. There's also going to be a Nice House on the Lake special edition #1.
Oh, okay. We're also getting a He-Man, Master of the Universe, and Dungeons and Dragons from Dark Horse. That'll be neat because there's a movie coming out pretty soon.
Heck yeah.
I mean, there's a whole bunch of other things. You got a Conan,
Yeah.
G.I. Joe.
There's a ton of free comic book / comic giveaway day or whatever they're calling it.
Yeah.
So you can go check those out as well. It's a good opportunity, to get like a big thing that maybe you're looking for, but also to test out some stuff that maybe you wouldn't normally grab.
Yeah. But of course, everyone is going to pick up the comic book giveaway day issue of Garfield.
Did you just give away your plans for Saturday?
Yep. I'm going to be picking up this Garfield.
You're like, I'm going to have to track it down. I'll be all over the state.
Yep. Because I am a Garfield fan. No, I just thought it was funny because it's weird. Like, Garfield? Really? All right.
Well, you guys talked about Garfield recently.
We did. That's why it was so,
so
at the front of my mind.
Yes, it was right there. I was ready.
Mhm.
The Immortal Garfield by Al Ewing. Amazing.
No thanks.
Spectacular. So good.
Yep. I guess that's that.
I think that's the show, everybody.
Thank you for hanging out with us, everybody.
Heck yeah, you guys are absolutely amazing. Appreciate you all.
Yes.
Go ahead. I was queuing you up for the rest.
Well, thanks to our super chatters for sponsoring today's show. Thanks to the chat for being cool and respectful and kind. As always, we do appreciate you. Thanks to the amazing publishers who make these books possible. And thank you to Tiffany for being the co-host of this show. We couldn't do it without you. So we're very happy and lucky to have you. And if you want to check out Tiffany on a regular basis, you can always subscribe to youtube.com at ComicPop Plays or twitch.tv/ComicPop and check out her streams where she plays video games for all of you nice, fine, good people.
I do. Thank you so much.
If you want to support Comics Giveaway Day or Free Comic Book Day, depending on whatever the hell's happening, go to your local comic book store. They usually have some kind of a fun deal or sale. I know Zap Comics has a 50% off almost everything in the store sale happening that day. It's the first Saturday in May, so it'll be this Saturday. So go to your local comic book store and give them some of your cold hard cash.
Do it.
I guess that's it. Don't forget to also check out Operation Iron Coffin from IDW Dark from our pals over at the beginning of the episode. It goes on sale on July 8th, and final order cutoff is June 1st.
Heck yeah.
So everybody, thanks a lot for watching. I'm Sal.
And I'm Tiffany.
Bye-bye.
Bye, everybody.